I guess we're ready.
Yeah.
You ready, Jacob? Am I ready?
I've been ready.
I'm ready as I be, I guess. Okay.
Be sure, that's better.
What's that?
Instead of guessing, be sure we're ready.
Not sure, I'm guessing. Okay. Welcome everybody to session 15 of Blood and Shackles.
Hey, Ian?
Yep.
You're ready.
No, I'm still not ready now. welcome everybody to session 15 of Blood and Shackles. Last time.
Beautiful.
The party continued their expedition hunting a dangerous two-headed troll as part of Crixil's teachings to become a beast gunner. They tracked it down, Ragnar tracked it down to the Isle of the Hag's Tooth, where after briefly, maybe I've skipping ahead a little bit. Along the way, there was, of course, a little encounter with a sea drake, who thought perhaps a small boat with easy pickings. Little did they know that it was well defended by, 5 named characters. And then they continued their expedition, and when they made it to the island, they had a quick discussion with the local barkeep, Ragnar's contact, before, learning that it seems like a quite simple job. There was sightings of it in a specific area, and you set off deeper inland to find it. It was swift. It took just over a day. Basically, you had one night in the so-called wilderness. During the search, the hunt, you found a couple of normal trolls fighting over who owned a bridge, who you swiftly dealt with expert skill before venturing onwards to a much more dangerous encounter, where you found, it looks at least potentially to be the home of a giant two-headed troll, and you tried to sneak up, but unfortunately, I believe it was Nate or John, I can't quite remember, was unable to,
Definitely Nate. Yeah.
Definitely Nate. I can speak polite. Nate tripped over, a branch and had a huge clanking of heavy plate armor, which roused the attention of the troll and their little doggy friend. And a terrifying battle ensued. It was deadly to behold. Not deadly to behold. It was a deadly fight with.
Pretty deadly.
Yeah, it's pretty damn deadly. As you know, the bites, the claws, basically were just like knocking down people left and right. It was only
Double
through a
attack
combination
opportunity.
of exactly, it's a double attack opportunity, so scary. It was only through a combination of the fire and the luck in some ways, perhaps, that in the end, Ragnar and Altair, I believe, who were the only two standing at the end, were able to bring it down. Actually, no, was it? Yeah, right. Yeah, it was Ragnar right at the end who managed to knock it down with his blunderbuss. And in the ensuing, probably like minute or two, you have, you have resuscitated. Not even that's too harsh. You have, helped each other regain your consciousness, through some nice healing potions you were smart enough to bring along, as well as Johnny utilizing some divine magic. And now there was just like the 5 of you just like kind of stood over, like looking down at this body, reveling in the fact that you all seem to have come out of it in one piece.
Some of us unscathed.
I don't have this.
Some of you like
I'm on that.
Just rub it into our wounds, why don't you?
Yeah, out there is.
No, that's Johnny's job. To literally shove dirt in the wounds.
But yes,
Salty dirt.
It's all like kind of like just everyone kind of breathing heavily, taking it in.
Well, I am really glad we didn't all die. For my idea. So,
I mean, even better, none of you died. I mean, I was reckoned 1 or 2 something happens in the pursuit of a monster.
I would have felt guilty.
You would have prepared for 50% losses.
I wouldn't have been. You got shrugs. Wouldn't have been happy about it.
I kind of remember you saying that this wouldn't really be a dangerous hunt.
I admit maybe in the younger days I was a little better. Perhaps it would have been over a little quicker.
Is this low on the scale of danger?
He kind of considers it. No, I'm not being mean to you. This one was harder than I reckoned it would be. I thought it'd be a bit of an easier target than this. This one was kind of things. It was more
You didn't
dangerous than I
account for
imagined.
the dog. I think
Nah,
that was the problem.
Yeah, nah. I didn't reckon the dog. That was clearly actually not. I mean, the dog heard you coming clearly, and then clearly if we'd been able to sneak up on it, then we would have had it over in a jiffy. But he kind of shrugs. In level buds, I mean, people going on massive dragons,
Yeah,
Dragons are real?
not people like us, apparently.
Kind of claps you on the back. I mean, even though you're old, maybe you'll get a bit more experience on the EBEB.
Yeah.
But you should be celebrating. You did it. He kind of claps his hand. And he kind of looks down at the body. But it's a little bit of nasty, the work that comes next.
So does he have the magic now? In him?
No, he's like, no. We need to craft it done first
Everything
before the
I
ritual is
touch.
really completed. We need to
Thank you, Jack,
take
for
the
getting the
materials. Oh, I didn't know it. We need to take some of the materials back from it, and we'll go back home to my workshop. And when we're there, I'll put in the finishing touches to the work I prepared.
Well, I might as well explore the cave, right? You never know if they have something. of value.
You do that. I'll teach Quixo how to butcher a troll.
Oh, but
Okay.
treasure!
Yeah, lads.
Don't leave me.
Like,
If I
grab-
find something
grab your
mildly
knife.
interesting, I'll bring it back.
Grab your knife right here. Like, give me a general perception check as you walk in. Have a look around.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this part of the hunt I would be decent at with my fishing experience.
Okay, yeah. All right, roll me a little fishing to see how good you are butchering a troll.
If you put it like that, it doesn't really.
He's like trying to debone it.
Exactly, you put the knife in under the gills, take out the spleen, and jump start. No, roll me a
Let
little
me
fishing.
show
I mean,
you
no,
some-
some of the skills
show
may
you
transfer, so sure for sure. Okay, I mean, yeah, you're fine. Like, you're pretty agile with the blade. I mean, you quickly learn the anatomy completely different. So, like, you're not like you need his direction, but when he directs you, the cuts are consistent and and firm. Right, and yeah, so as you're learning to butcher up, he's like, we need something really close to the center of it. That's where most of the regeneration comes from, And
I'm sure it has two hearts. I'll find one, sure enough.
I'm sure you can. Okay, after you look around. Most of it is pretty uninteresting. There's some kind of half-eaten sheep. They're kind of farmed on the island. That's where they've been attacking flocks and everything. There's a lot of just rough bedding of everything that looks like probably where it nested, kind of an area maybe where the dog would sleep. One thing, however, that you see that's interesting is over here. There's this kind of almost maybe a crate or some sort. But it looks almost like they've tried to fashion it into a display of some sort. Like a really sort of bad, made out of just broken crates and anything, but clearly meant maybe to display something. And indeed, you see displayed on it are 4 different kind of hats/helmets.
So he doing a very creepy version of sock puppets.
Oh, that is very creepy.
You think of it what you will. I'll describe them briefly. One of them is an armored helmet, like something what you would wear in the military. In fact, I think technically 2 of them is like that, except one of them is kind of brass, and one of them looks more kind of actual use. The brass one has kind of feathers on the side.
Ooh, okay.
And then you see there's one more which almost looks a bit like a very wide brim, almost like a sombrero kind of thing.
Okay.
And there's one more which
gunslinger.
is almost like a crown or something made out of antlers, almost something that goes around. We're not what do you call that when it's only good there's a specific word for that, right? When it just goes around and doesn't have anything on top.
A circlet?
Tiara.
No, not tiara.
A tiara would be
Is it
the only
circlet?
goes part
Yeah.
way, and
It
it's
might be a
in the
circlet.
front.
I can't remember. I think you're right. Yeah, circlet. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
a circlet made out of antlers.
Oh yeah.
Boom, I know my shit.
So, but yeah, it's still it's kind of weird. It looks like
Okay.
they really were trying to
I-
make it look nice, kind of.
Yeah. Can I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take him to literally butcher a fucking 2-headed troll, but can I try to identify them?
Yeah,
during
I
that
will
time?
also. I can undo it so you can drag stuff in.
Oh, cool.
I don't want to see.
Unusual
I
object,
get
one
back
of them.
in, laddie. What are you
Ah!
fucking on? What shouldn't be done?
Alrighty. Gonna use cultism, I'm guessing, right?
Which one are you trying with first? I have to I can post the skill checks.
Let's
in
do
chat, and
the
that's how I'll find
circlet.
out. The circlet thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use. So you can click through cultism.
Cultism, blind GM.
Yeah. Mhm. Ooh. No, I'm afraid this it looks like clearly it's more natural in nature than a cult in your mind. Like it's something
Okay.
you can see it's probably some like special magic associated with, but it seems it's much more attuned to nature than it is to the occult arts.
Gotcha. Next, I do the sombrero.
Sure. Yeah, that's taken. So just like I'm just curious, like Johnny and Nate, are you doing it? Like, are you kind of watching and just like listening
Yeah.
as they're like butchering it together?
I'll scoop up some dirt and I'll like throw it towards Johnny. Would you
You
mind?
really okay.
Providing raw materials. That's
Really
nice.
subtly be like, plenty of dirt around here. Sure. Okay, so yeah, so I assume Johnny will be fine with that, and you'll spend some time healing while okay, yeah, sure. Then, so what did you want to check next? I'll say like your butchering takes like half an hour or something. Which one did you want to do next? Sorry, Josh?
The sombrero.
The sombrero, of course. Ooh, okay, yeah. Unfortunately, it seems these are like quite unusual items. Like at least they're not ones you can recognize from seeing elsewhere. You're not sure exactly how this works. You think it probably has something to do with the sun. Like it is, clearly very wide rimmed, and if you kind of investigate, it almost seems like the shadow underneath it is almost darker than a normal shadow would be.
Okay. By the way, I like how apparently I think you might be able to see the dice that are rolled blind GM. They don't show up in the stats.
No,
Me.
I have a button where I can push blind rules of graph. So then essentially I like push it,
okay,
so then
okay,
you
okay.
know like how you rolled, but you don't know like which ones you rolled on what.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's sort of everything.
Uh,
Okay, so you
We
have
should
10
just
more
know
minutes,
when
and
the
then
end
we'll
of
do,
session is, so you don't need to support them.
Yeah. I mean, the next one I would do is the armored one that has the feathers.
Armored one that has the feathers. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah. If I click on Josh roll data, it shows that he rolled 3 dice.
But no numbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Genius.
Blind rolls, which
Ah.
are not tracked as GM to put
Okay,
rolls.
this you successfully identify, so I will do it to you. This is a Cassian helmet, which is I'm sure that's a place or somewhere in this
Wait,
world.
Cassian, yeah.
Maybe I look it up.
Oh,
or something.
okay. Yeah.
You
Sounds
guys know
about
what this is? How do you guys know what this is?
That's League of Legends. That's,
Asian makes.
that's Kog'Maw does like a Cassian
mean.
rain as a result of it.
What does
Yeah,
What does Cassian mean?
Oh.
Well, that's
I
that's
don't
the
know.
first name of
Cassian.
Cassian Andor.
Oh no,
From
Cassians.
one of
Okay,
my favorite
maybe I'll
shows.
say as part of this, Cassians are, but they're quite elusive. Cassians are like a kind of angel actually. They're like quite a simple angel, but like one of the more common kinds that maybe you would see on the mortal plane.
Badly.
But yes, so this is
Eye beams?
the helmet.
Oh hell yes!
What?
It's a helmet that protects you against evil. But it's a helmet kind of used by the angels themselves, and in doing so,
Wait,
it
but
helps
George said
protect
eye
you-
thieves.
Yes, helps protect you from evil. And as a side effect, you
Ah,
also are able to, send out laser beams from your eye by lowering the visor.
2d6 cold or 2d6 fire on a base
Yeah,
three.
lasers are the best defense, after all.
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, the
Oh hell yeah!
Caesians are known for being also able to do this. This helmet
Yeah,
is taken on some of
okay.
their properties.
This doesn't work, bro. You can't hand me the earth. I need to pick it up myself. That's-
You grabbed Nate was like from underneath the troll with that long troll blood in it,
You damage yourself. You roll for yourself.
Okay,
You
so
were-
yeah, we'll go back to Johnny Nate. Yes, you have had 30 minutes total if you want to do like 3 checks, I guess. Whatever. But let's see
Yeah,
if
it's
Johnny
gonna do one
dies
for
or
each
Nate
of us.
dies. Yeah, sure.
It's gonna be for me, DC 20.
Okay.
Oh, but
Oh,
my
good.
God.
When I
The
grabbed
master.
the
So good. Okay, so so you take damage, Nate, from Johnny trying to heal you. So roll a d8 to see how much damage you take, Nate. Ooh, as you just see Johnny grab some better dirt and just feels better. Okay, so you take 4 damage, Nate, from this bad mud.
But then he healed 29.
No, that was on Johnny.
That's
the
mine.
29.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
doing
I like how
Oh.
Johnny just plays
Yeah,
on the
but
dirt
say
itself
on
and not his
twice
abilities.
Yeah, nothing to
That's
do
my
with the
favorite part.
ability. It's just how good the dirt was in that, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Sacrificial old man here. Yeah,
I thought that.
taking the house.
Why can't I-
You okay, Tom?
No, it worked. Okay.
Okay.
I was trying to.
And
heal
then you have
by
10
the-
more minutes if you want to heal someone again.
Yeah, we'll do Crixel. Crixel's a little hurt. Wait,
Okay, and
the cooldown's
oh,
only
you
10
did
minutes.
Crixel.
Yeah, I'm not very hurt at all.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah, 10 minutes each time, yes. So you've had time for 3, and the time it takes Pixel to butcher it, and
Okay. I'll do another one. I'll do my own.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Nate, easy to
When you're doing your own on Nate, okay. You're using your own
Yeah,
one on Nate. Ah, yeah, okay.
Look at that. Look at that.
HDA plus 10, yeah. Ah, not bad. Okay, and so they're helping each other, banding up or not helping each other. Johnny's helping bandage up Nate and himself. Quicksilver, as you kind of done it, you kind of cut away. Eventually, you kind of expose a lot of it, and now you see like almost in the middle is like not beating or anything, but like it almost looks like there's still some of the regeneration happening. Not maybe powerful enough to spread to the rest of the body, but it's kind of still kind of pulsating.
Immediately got my gun out and
moving a
like
little bit.
aim at it.
Like
It's not that. It's not that.
No, that's what we need. That's what we'll use on your gun. Quickly, cut it out.
Oh, yes. So I'll go for the
And he
various.
grabs, he gets out of the bag of the Tupperware
Yours,
container.
whatever.
And he's like, I put it in here, buddy, put it in here.
Just kind of gross out, go covered in blood, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty nasty. Yeah, but he kind of puts the lid on and he's like, aye, great, you carry this. Kind of hands it to you. Well, good work.
I think I'm
work.
pretty strong.
Yeah, it's not like it's maybe like a bulk. Aye, good, you did well with the butchering. Sometimes the more squeamish amongst hunters, they'll find it hard to see their prey, right in front of them.
Oh no, this is the easy part.
I mean, I would say that's good either, but alrighty.
If you squint, it looks like treasure.
Aye, if you say so. Aye, but it's a mighty fine day of hunting. Perhaps the rest of the day you can take the lessons off. I will explain more when we're back on the ship.
Thank you, teacher. I'll turn around.
You get that just about, as Altair is finishing identifying the cool laser beam helmet.
Cassian.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, yes. Found some, looks like different types of headgear. Helmets.
Were they-
Figured out what this one does, but I'm not
Oh.
sure on the other 3 yet.
That's weird. Why would he collect helmets?
I don't ask questions that I don't want to know the answers to.
This one looks quite shiny, though.
Which one?
One of the metal ones, I guess.
The only upper metal
Okay.
one. This one, yeah.
Okay, well,
sure.
just like,
Okay.
because technically... I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can try to identify because I've tested the other 3, got one
that's
of
true.
the 3. I'll do the 4th one that I haven't done, and I hand you the circlet to see if you can identify it.
So he's like, you're the shiny
That's
one. Instead, he
true.
hands you like the one with Angela's, and you're like, fuck. Okay, so Josh, you can click that one, and then the second one is the circlet. Then Jack, let me post
The
it.
second one. What's that?
How to no, it's a
God
lot of
damn.
work you're doing, like in very short succession. You keep like trying to really focus on mind, but it's also been a hard fight. I know you didn't get injured, but you were still pretty scary. So you're unable. Crixel, however, even though this isn't what you would be maybe your area of expertise, however, you are skilled enough, trained enough, apparently not expert enough though, but trained enough to be able to correctly identify it as a druid's crown. One made of antlers. You know a little bit about this, and they can how do I say it? They're basically something made of like animalistic, or not animalistic, but natural material. Sometimes antlers, sometimes flowers, sometimes leaves, and basically, depending on what they're made of, depends on like the benefit you get from them. So this is one made of antlers, which means it gives you an item bonus to intimidation, but it also means once a day you can cast a spell enlarge for free.
Nice.
And yeah, it's it's. I think you're familiar that to invest, you can only invest in it if you're a druid. It's quite like the nature, the magic is directly tied to the natural world.
The Johnny
Yeah.
Crown, as it were.
Yeah, I'll turn to Johnny and be like, how... Your magic comes from yourself, right? Johnny? But it is
Sorry.
natural.
Weather outside is slightly frustrating.
Look, he's such a druid looking out the window at the weather. Such a happy.
Like,
Oh, he's got.
Oh, there he is.
he's like the weather's bad and
I'll
just runs
just,
out
I'll
the
just, I'll just put it on his head, see if it fits.
game. Yeah, I mean it fits alright. You know, that
Just smash a little bit around the edges.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit of scraping as it goes on properly, but
rain pretty bad. Had to close some windows.
Okay, sure.
It's very bad, stormy weather. I know. Yes.
Yeah.
Heard something about a crown
I've-
druids was yeah.
Yeah,
What
it's
was it? Sorry.
yes, probably not your exact style. It is made of antlers and nothing, not made of fish, but it is, however, seems something that is in tune with the
Close
natural
enough.
world. Yeah, in tune with natural, close enough. Okay, you can drag it
No,
from
like,
the.
it's not a
Sea-deer?
fire crown, so it's.
Should you already consider making it a fire crown?
Throw it away.
You can drag it from the loot box if you want to grab it. As
Let me
Crystal
grab
sort of
that.
places it on your head.
Do I? Still unusual headwear though.
No, it's there's still two things if you have
shit,
not
sorry.
identified.
Yeah, okay,
But
fine.
Yeah, there's a shiny looking, just like armored helmet, and then the last one is a sombrero that are not identified yet.
Yeah.
For if anyone else wants to attempt to identify the other two,
Drag it down. Okay.
because I have now tried all of them, so I can't again.
Magnus taking a seat on a box. He's seems pretty
Anytime.
tired after the long day.
I could try one. The second to last one, we haven't identified that one either yet.
The second to last, that's a castle.
Yeah, so there's the shiny helmet that I just tried that I failed.
Oh, you
at,
mean
so
the
can try
second
that
to
one,
last
or
thing
the
in chat?
or the
Yeah,
sombrero.
Chad.
The second one in chat is like the armored helmet.
Yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, as I look at it over, be like, are
Oh.
trolls known to collect
Interesting.
passion?
So you're asking
Seems-
Ragnar?
Yeah, seems small for their heads.
I know, not that I've heard of, to be honest. Yeah, it's a bit strange. I mean, maybe this one had something slightly wrong with their mind. There's two of them, I suppose. Twice as likely to have something wrong with it.
He did have a
I
dog.
don't think this counts as a crown, by the way.
It doesn't. In what context does it count? You're not
Well,
king of anywhere. It doesn't
I
mean.
can't wear it. I can hold it.
It should be worn headwear.
What's not allowing me to click that button?
Okay, it's from treasure vault, so maybe they haven't properly put it in yet. But it should be. Wait, let me try this. I can say usage.
You can probably change the.
Yeah, I
type.
can say worn circlet. Wow, there's even
Oh,
worn
use it. Oh, yeah,
circlet.
that fucking.
Now can you do it?
Now it should work. Yeah. I didn't.
Sweet. Yeah. So yeah, it is.
Or the
something
circle.
important.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so he's speaking. Hey, I I mean, reckon maybe that's something. I mean, maybe it likes hats. It's got two heads, I suppose.
Are there bodies here as well, as in the cave?
No, sorry, this is just a map. There is a actually no, there isn't new bodies. But there is a few kind of skeleton, couple of skeletons probably in the back, maybe over here where they are. Yeah. But mainly it's a few sheep which need to be eaten.
That's from previous
uh,
hunters.
Ragnar shrugs.
Plus
Hey,
one
probably not hunters on purpose. Hey, I heard that he was attacking some of the shepherds in this area who normally are smart enough to keep out of the way of trolls. But I guess they say two heads are better than one, so he'll miss one, maybe a little bit harder to escape.
What does it give an item bonus to?
Yeah, this one is an Angela one, so this is intimidation.
Intimidation.
Ah, okay. That's that. Okay, cool.
Your
Very
charisma,
confused by
right?
the text because it says.
Sure, the text is a little weird, yeah. Okay, but Chris, so as you're chatting with him, you're having a look over this one as well, and you are able to figure out the purpose of this. This is known as a tactician's helm, and is often worn by a battlefield commander. Kind of imparts knowledge of battlefield tactics and feeds off your victories. It gives you a little
Grants.
bonus. What's that?
I'll go around our group to see who's a tactician around here.
Give it back now. Oh. You know that it gives you a little bit of a bonus to warfare law. You know, you
Yeah.
get a little bit better to know about warfare, but you also know that it. I mean, this is a video game
Works
term,
on
so I don't know how I can
AOs.
describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I can describe it, but basically, it becomes almost like more powerful based on how able the wearer is reading in on these movements and like taking advantage of openings. And so basically, like the almost better the wearer is at taking advantage of the enemy, the more benefits you can gain from the item, and it like lets you basically do a lot of interesting effects. Like stuff like you can spend charge from it to
wow,
like
yeah.
move super fast, like get bonuses or like acrobatics, athletics, like raise shield and move for free. It's quite tactical in the options.
Look at Nate. Your reflexes are quite
I can
fast.
push it too, if you like.
But have you been in the army, a army before?
Not
The
really.
Navy.
I've been
Navy?
in a few scraps, but not really a soldier, you know.
Have you led a crew before? I mean, other than ours, which you kind of lead.
I mean, a couple of times, I guess. A small crew, and we were sent on a mission or went on like a small voyage to, do stuff, I guess. I wouldn't really call myself a commander, you know.
Well, the competition you have,
Why not?
us other three
Yeah.
are numbnuts, so you should take this one.
Yeah, could be. I could use that, yeah. But what about the last one?
That's some
What do you think?
But maybe Johnny could have
have-
looked at that while I was doing this one.
Yeah, Johnny, you could have had a look at this sombrero if you wish. Well, they've
yeah.
been looking at the.
It's
And
separate.
what
Something.
about me? I mean, although Johnny's nature is probably be higher than mine.
Oh, if you want to, yeah, sure.
Johnny, however, they kind of took it, as you were chatting, he had already started, and Johnny is actually quite familiar with this, as it is, I guess, in some ways you'd say at least somewhat natural, as it is indeed, as, outer at least the sword was likely related to the sun. It is a very comfortable hat, if you had to try and, notice, fairly stylish, from various never out of fashion, but it basically protects you, like, almost by creating, like, almost more strong shade, almost like you saw, when you're wearing this, even if it isn't from the sun itself, it still kind of protects you from pretty mild and even severe heat. So like up to like pretty high temperatures that you would likely find, while in, the hot jungles and wearing expanse, you would be able to basically be unaffected by such things.
Sure.
Of course, mainly is so good for like fashion.
Nate, if you want to come and open this and probably take the tactician's helm.
And just so you know, like how hot things like severe heat is, so you kind of like have a real world example of it. Like in the rules, severe heat goes all the way up to 45 degrees C or 114 Fahrenheit. So it's like
How much?
it's 45 degrees. So it's like fucking like like you
So
wear this
desert.
in like a desert in Dubai and like you don't give a shit. Like the hat is like that level.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
But if you reach a volcano, then you might
in the
want to-
worst of the summer.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh wow. What the fuck? It gets 40. It gets 114 where you are. Jesus.
Yeah,
fucking Christ.
we have usually
What
a couple
the
days in the
fuck?
summer it hits 115 degrees Fahrenheit.
What the
like
fuck? Get
46.
out! You're not meant
Yeah.
to live in those
And
places.
then on the other side, the coldest times of the winter would be in Fahrenheit negative 20,
Get the fuck out!
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So that's like,
it's AC like
near just under or just above negative 30 C.
Get the fuck out! You're
Yes.
not meant to live in
We
those
have
places.
quite the array of weather here.
Oh my god!
is your air
Is it
conditioning
just-
provided by the state or?
It's provided by
No,
God, I hope.
I have to pay that,
For
and
God-loving sake.
I am not looking forward to the inevitability of the summer when my electricity bill
Holy
just
fuck.
skyrockets.
Yeah, for everyone.
Jesus,
yeah.
it's that
sounds
fucking cold.
great.
Is it like snowy for like 4 months in Utah? What the fuck?
More.
No way. Really?
Our
Jeez,
first
man.
snowfall happened in October this year, and we just had snowfall last week.
I see Utah's
so-
west of the
I did not
mountains,
know
right?
Utah was this cold or hot. Jesus fuck.
Again, so here's the problem, right? And it's that everyone mixes up that Utah is a desert.
Yeah.
Deserts mean
Yeah, of
extreme
course.
temperatures,
Yeah.
right? That's the whole key. So we have because we're so high in the mountains, we get the extreme cold, and in the summer
Yeah.
the extreme heat. It's just dry all the time.
Okay,
though.
so you don't actually have much snow. It's just like fucking freezing.
I mean, no, we get a fair amount of snow because we're in the mountains, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
It's
Man.
just that
experience
it
it all.
doesn't translate
Mountain
to high.
desert, so you get the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, you get the worst. It's dry. It's
Humidity,
dry
there you
and
go.
hot in the summer, and cold and wet in the winter. Beautiful.
Yeah, like we'll
Oh,
get.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
we
yeah.
had a storm this year that was like ended up after a couple days like over 2 feet of snow.
Hey, 2 feet isn't? Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, sticking constantly like 2
Yeah,
feet for
yeah.
like weeks is what was there
sure,
basically
okay.
after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The highs were probably like closer to 4 feet, but then it was like
Yeah,
warm
yeah.
enough that it mostly went away within a couple
Man.
days.
But that sounds kind of cool.
It's. I don't mind the cold. I actually prefer it. So
Yeah,
it's nice.
Some people,
but-
I could live. I think somebody got that cold. I could not live. Somebody got that hot. Like no fucking chance.
Yeah, it's not great,
No.
I mean,
But
and
anyway,
and it's super dry. So like you feel like you're burning up, and your skin is like cracking as you like ball up your fist.
You're meant to die in those conditions.
That sounds
Anyway,
like
but
hell
if
for
you
a
if
corner.
you had this hat in Utah, you would be fine. So you
Yeah.
guys, exactly.
In the yeah.
But yeah. But Johnny, you are you know maybe not innately familiar, but you can figure out how exactly it works in protecting you from the heat.
Crixel, I'll leave these two up to you. I will say I'm pretty sure you would want this one, and I show up the Cassian helmet, Mike, because it has the ability to shoot lasers from your eyes.
That does sound destructive. I like it. I'm gonna lead in.
And it helps protect that
Alter.
head of yours.
It's true. It's true. Your safety helmet.
Hmm.
You're like
Okay,
strapped at the
yes.
bottom to plug in. You know?
Vital area. Weak points, yes. Okay, but I'm gonna lean in and be like, okay, but other hats, you are better with social norms. Should we give a big sombrero to Firebrand as thanks?
What? Wasn't I thinks extending his terrain to you? You're the next generation of the beast gunners, right?
Well,
Give it that, bro.
maybe.
I mean, I intend to wear this hat. We're about to head into a jungle.
Okay. Gonna look back at the old man. He doesn't seem like he's eyeing one of
He's
them.
kind of having like almost like a nap right now. He's pretty tired.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to.
Add charges to it.
Yeah.
If anyone can pull off
I'll
a
do it.
sombrero, maybe it's you.
Worn headwear. And
Cassian helmet.
invested. Interesting that it's invested, but that's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Most of them. Well, maybe not most of them. Yeah. How do I give you a charges? There must be a way, Nate. I can give you something that has like maybe I can give you like a class action or something that has charges. Maybe.
I'm looking at spellcasting type charge.
Yeah,
and
you could
I'm
probably
not
add like
sure
that.
if There's like
But
a
I think there must. Wait. Let me.
yeah.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean there's
Evil creatures and
no
effects.
hurry, I guess.
Sure. But I will do it. Yeah. So you take all the hats from the hat stands. You know.
Mm.
Don't take
Do
too
some
much
hat
about it.
sounds.
But yeah, Evoca is basically like we're starting to nap already. I mean, it's about like 6 p.m. so it's pretty early, but it's starting to. I mean, it's not getting dark.
He's having a
It's
siesta, so
starting
he
to
really
glow
should
already,
have
yeah.
been.
Exactly. I mean, he has such a nice hat already, anyway, right? You think his hat looks like it could be a shade hat? How cool it is, no problem.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you seem to have found everything escape.
Glad I'm not the only one who got something out of this. It feels weird. This is kind of my first time I was selfish with the decision. Something not for Old South Reef, you know? So, thank you.
You have
Again.
to do something for yourself very so often.
It's tempting. Should make sure it doesn't become a habit.
I just don't do it too often.
Keep me in check.
Keep him in check, of course. Alrighty,
Yeah, I think after
you wake him up.
give him maybe like a half an hour or something, right?
Yeah,
Grab
he's
something to eat.
still snoring pretty loudly after half an hour,
I can give old Nate another potential mud bath.
Another top off.
Yeah.
DC 20.
Ooh.
Aye. What is that?
Hurt him
God,
again.
I shouldn't have taken it from the cave.
Right, you took the mud from it.
There's
Jesus.
plenty of
Probably
troll here.
fine, but guess not. Too much troll. Too much troll.
Arrow for the damage was it D8?
Yep, roll a d8. Yep, you get a bit hurt again. Yep. The wound was a bit nasty.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, as you see, you go over, wake up, walk up, Pixel.
Yeah.
Oh, are we done in there?
Yes.
Just,
nothing more.
Yeah, I guess.
I resting the eyes. Oh, okay. You wanna head back to the town now? You can get a couple hours of traveling before night, I reckon.
Back to ship, yes.
I would think so.
Aye. And then I can have a little. I said you'd have the day off for lessons. Alrighty, in the morning we start discussing how to make Kennedy gun go. And yeah, you start traveling back towards Yellow Wolf, the port town you came from. Yeah, there is. Man, where do we go here? I guess so. Oh, yeah, but chances are so low. Like, has to be, and I would say it has to be a 19 or 20 here for sure. Right, who's gonna
You've
roll?
done it.
Johnny, roll a d20. I did not fair, please.
Yeah, sorry,
God.
I
sorry,
only
I
rolled
don't
ones
have
and 20s today, so.
I mean,
Please. Okay.
oh,
Okay, no, it's very quiet. All the trolls are running away from you in fear as you go back. And yeah, you have one night. It's quite quiet, uneventful. Keep watch, but the wilderness around you has no dangers you can see at least. And next morning, you continue onwards. And at podcast suggestion, you believe that if you head on until maybe it'll probably be quite late, but you should at least get back to Yellow Wharf in before it gets too dark to continue onwards. Maybe about 8 p.m. or something the next day.
Okay.
And yeah, during the travel, he does start to chat with you more about, now the hunt is over, the art of
crafting part.
exactly the crafting part, and also the kind of maybe a tuning. I mean, that is the game term, but it's also how you would describe it, of the tuning and bonding with your prized weapon once it is done. Basically about how. And he says you that it may not come immediately, and that time is really the best way to truly learn all that the gun can offer you and all you can offer it, and to unlock the true hidden potential. But he basically explains, this isn't, it won't be such a simple weapon, and that, it.
You have to remember to take it
no.
for walks twice a day.
Exactly. It's a true beast. No, it's he teaches you a bit about how kind of the magic within them. Basically, in a way, it's not actually the magic itself of the gun. It's more like maybe latent magic that is inside not inside but anybody who is, willing to go to the work to become a beast gunner, and to learn the secrets of it, and that it's you're both learning the depths of the gun as it is learning, as you learn the depths of yourself, and he makes it quite clear that it is a learning process for you, and it will take time.
It's a dark place.
But I reckon you'll do well in it, laddie. You seem to take on pretty well at art.
It was fun. But if
That's good.
I go on a second hunt and make a new gun, will this one feel insulted?
No. If you kind of saying self-fed, I say, if you just discard it, then I reckon the gun will never work for you the same again. But if you show some respect and you use it when it's needed, and I guess how I say it, you do what the gun wants it best at. Some guns are better at other work than others are. Some are good for close to a person, while others maybe I kill a fox from 1,000 meters away. So as long as you use it, this wasn't a fox. I could maybe scratch this one from 1,000 meters away.
Only work on foxes. I see.
The fox shooter. You gotta have many foxes to get access to that one. Well, regardless of the fox shooter, I think that as long as you show the gun the respect it deserves, then it will still work for you when needed. It may take, easy kind of shrugs. Maybe a day or two to, remember how the magic inside you was amplified by that particular gun, but it should at least come back.
Okay.
You kind of saying,
Want to explore this magic?
Aye, but we need to talk more when we get back to the workshop. I have an idea for a gun, which isn't quite what I had in mind when I began the work, but maybe ye up for something a little more daring.
Yes, daring I can do.
Aye, daring ye can do. Alright. Kind of nod slowly. But,
Not too daring, young man.
Despite appearances, he is not my grandfather. I know we look alike.
Aye, sure. He kind of looks, it's kind of, looks a bit confused. He's older though, he's easily confused. Okay, then yeah, let us, quickly go back. Yeah, when you go to Yellow Wharf, you spend you can either spend the night on your boat, but it's pretty small with the 5, or take an inn in town. When Rockart goes to the innkeeper who we chatted with and actually explain that you managed to defeat the beast, they actually offer you free accommodation as at least all the sense you could do and a good meal on the house. So you unless you want for some reason to stay on the boat, then it is no cost to sleep in a nice warm inn. And yeah, it's not like people. It's not like people are ecstatic or anything, because I mean, it's good that it happened, but still people got hurt and died and so on. But people will give you their thanks, some beers passed out, but a little more sullen and perhaps some
Made it all worth
places
it.
you've been. Sure, made all of that's
Free
worth it. That
round.
lead defeated it. Hey, I don't know. But yeah. So and then the next morning, I suppose, unless there's anything else anyone wants to do, you sail back towards Port Peril.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we do. Yeah.
Pretty
All
sure
right.
you do too. Yeah, it takes about a day and a half. But I'm definitely counted this joint for the random encounter with you before. So you make
By
it
the way,
back there after.
Nate's been healed naturally, so he should be able to remove the wounded condition. Kirksel as well, maybe?
I'm sure. I was barely injured, so I'm just gonna put myself up.
Oh, for sure, it's fine. Yeah.
Well, I meant the wounded condition, but yeah.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. I think instead.
Okay, do we planning wise, do we immediately wanna go?
We have to
Uh,
drop off, obviously, Old Man
Yeah,
Winter.
of course, yeah. But once we're done with that, do we want to go towards the routes, the scouting mission?
Let's do it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty high.
Cool.
Dude, it's gonna be months though. Big event.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a long ass time.
Yeah, but isn't it exciting to go out on a voyage like that?
Particularly now
think
that
so.
I have this, and I flick the brim of the hat. You three,
Maybe
miserable.
we share the hats sometimes.
No, I think not.
That's fair enough.
Well, I can shoot lasers,
You have your laser hat. I think that's good enough.
Well, I do like idea of exploring, but I thought it would be open ocean, not jungle.
But the river on jungle, so you get the worst of both. Little water, big jungle.
Any
Yeah.
bugs?
Hopefully it's a big river, so we won't see too much of the trees. Hopefully.
On the trees in the horizon.
Sure.
I don't want to crush your hopes yet, so I say nothing.
Yeah.
Giant river. It's like 100, 200 miles wide.
Yeah, it's like
Alright.
the Mississippi, the big ass little river.
Okay, yeah. So at about 2 p.m. on Moon Day, I love the day names. You arrive after your little weekend excursion back to Port Peril, and I just park right next to me home. I got the permits to show him.
Sorry,
So, yeah,
what did he say?
He's basically directing Nate that he can just sail directly. It hits
Uh-huh.
home if you kind of vaguely remember. I can put you on the Port Peril map.
Yeah, what the
His
fuck
home
he,
was one of these ones kind of here, like next to the waterfront. Like it was quite a nice house.
Park on his balcony?
Yeah. And he said, just sail back down to me home. I got the permits to show him. It's me. They'll let us pass.
Alright then.
Good.
Yeah.
free?
So it's me parking space. I haven't done.
But you do not have a boat.
Lads.
I don't have a boat, but I reckon. Well, he kind of shrugs. I mean, I've taken boats in my life.
If we come back to Port Peril, could we park there?
kind of considers it for a second. He's like, I suppose if you like. I mean, it's a little far away from some of the action. But if you want, I mean, it's always
It's
nice
better
to
than to deal
nice to
with
catch up.
masters of harbor, right? Park
With
here
what,
for
sorry?
free?
I mean, that would be great. But are we not going to head out right away?
Oh, yes, I meant future.
I mean to know.
Ah.
Yes. Sure. I can write the I don't know, I'll write something down. I'll talk to the parking attendants, see if I can figure out a way that they know U-boat.
Thank you. Again.
That would be
Of
wonderful.
course, but we better get to work. There's still a few hours of daylight left. It's like about 2 p.m. when you get in there.
Study.
Sure, and yeah, basically, I will say, he basically had finished all the rest of the guns, so he kind of works you maybe a bit into the night tonight, Crixel, as you're working on together, but he does basically finish off today. Is anyone else, like the rest you want to do in Port Peril in like the rest of the afternoon / evening, or you maybe just go get a drink, a nice meal, or you can also see if there's any. You can do whatever you want.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Drink sounds good. Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. So the few of you, you're like, oh man, that was a dangerous trip. You go relax while Crixel's fucking like in a workshop having to learn. What a sucker! You guys have a great time. There's like like a show put on, like some good dancers, singing performance. It's amazing. Crixel, you're on like this like forge like workshop shed at the back of his estate. And as he's like kind of sits far, you see like he basically has, it looks like almost a finished gun. She might already. Nah, not almost finished, but like at least the materials and the barrel and a lot of it made
chassis.
up already. Exactly, the chassis, exactly, ready for just the final touches. But as he's like, talking through, it's like and like I said the other day, I had an idea while out there, and I reckon perhaps I can make this a little more interesting a weapon. It may have some of I don't know, maybe a little bit more viscous with using it, but I reckon if you think you're lucky enough, it'll come in mighty handy.
I'm gonna think over the phrasing. I'm not opposed to risk, and I have had bad fortune. Maybe enough, so I have good fortune for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's a spirit at least. And that's not what I
That's
normally
how it
tend to
works.
say. I will. All right, I learned this
I want to try. Yes.
modification to a gun from a goblin. Actually, believe it or not, they know a little bit about weapons. At least this one did. All right. Well, then give me a hand in, and we'll hope you are lucky in the future.
Will talents do?
I will try at least. See how
Alright.
well it goes. Yeah. But you two spend the rest of the afternoon / evening doing it. So basically, it is a growth gun, but it is a slightly different one, as I reckon drag and
Growth gun.
ensure
Can I look it up now?
inventory. Yeah, you can, but
Oh.
this one is slightly different. But you can look at this. So I can explain exactly what he meant by modifications. So a normal growth gun is basically it's like a kind of magic weapon, but based on a hand cannon. A sort of a kind of very simple gun that is almost designed to fire anything. It's like almost just like a tube with a handle and like
Yeah.
ignition. This one is very different, and growth gun actually works by kind of regenerating different kinds of body parts. So that's why it has like the modular traits. You can do different damage types. Like you can grow like a sharp tooth and it does piercing, or you can grow like just a lump of flesh that does bludgeoning and so on. But the modifications he makes to it is actually, instead of being a variation of a hand cannon, his is a variation of a big boom gun. Which is
That
a
sounds cool.
specific kind of hand cannon, which is kind of developed by a goblin weaponsmith who forgot about making it hand-sized. So it's still one-handed, but it is comically oversized almost. And like it is so it has a few interesting things. It has a fatal D12 trait. It becomes martial instead of simple. But it also has a cobbled weapon trait, which means anytime you miss an attack roll, you have to do a flat check or it misfires. As well as the fact that because the big boom gun specifically, if you crit fail the attack, the attack misses, the weapon automatically misfires, and you normally would take fire damage as it explodes in your face. In this case, you would take 1d12 acid damage as like the kind of regenerated parts kind of will explode over you.
Alright.
So it is
Risk reward.
yeah,
I
but
got you.
I believe I have hopefully made it somewhat correctly that if I drag it in, I like made a modified growth gun with that like it's already hopefully changing it to be based on a big boom gun. So
Yeah,
let's
that'd be
hope
sick.
that it works.
Man, that's a lot of tags.
Yeah, this shit has a lot of tags.
You're right, yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, nice.
hmm But yeah, so he kind of hands it to you at the end. He's like, all right. I'm a little worried about how exactly it'll work, but I reckon you'll learn by doing, as they say.
It looks even grosser than I had imagined.
It's part of the charm, you know.
Nobody will mess with me on the streets now.
Now that I reckon is true. If I saw someone walking around with a gun like that, I don't know what anything to do with them.
Why is regenerating coffers of flashpoint? Can I try on the range?
I what, sorry?
Can I try on the range?
Sure. Be me guest.
Okay, I'll kind of awkwardly pat it maybe as I walk over. Yeah, I'll just like try and get a little bit familiar with it as I shoot these flashy parts.
Shoot
Fight
these
on the border,
fleshy
nice.
parts.
Cool. Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
so I
he's
guess
like-
I'll. If I mean, I know he's an old man, but like if after the study and completing with this gun, he's not too tired, I'll spend some time with him to talk more about the specifics of the gun and maybe practice it and stuff like that.
Yeah, he explains, some of the technicalities, what you need to be careful with and everything. But he seems very, he seems tired, but he's very eager to keep talking about it. And he, seems at least, there's like a glitch light, like it is. You think he's at least it's making him happy to be able to like, share, the experience and to see how excited you are about it, as well. It really clearly it means a lot to him. I guess at some point during the evening, maybe about 9 p.m. or whatever, the rest of you head back, and he kind of shows you all to like guest. It's like like a bunk room. It's not like you each get a guest room, but he has like a spare room that he like offers to put some mats on the ground for like for you to stay in if you want. If you don't want to stay in. And yeah, when all of you are back, he's like, it was a good trip. And I'm glad if it was me last hunt. He kind of gets a glint in his eye. I know he said it was, but there was something about it. It's hard to say no. It's hard to just have one. It's hard to be done, But anyway, if it was me last hunt, I'm glad you lot was that at me with it. And I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed it. Got a certain feel to it, right?
I did, but also maybe my last. It was.
No. You say that now. Give yourself a couple more weeks, even a couple more days for some of you, and you'll be itching to go out again.
It was thrilling.
But I reckon we all should be getting some rest. Okay,
Yeah, I'll show the others the gross ass gun.
It's fucking disgusting,
Flashy
guys.
sack
Like
and
it's
stuff
like
on it.
horrible. It's like just like it's sack of like pulsating flesh on like the back of like a huge fucking gun. It's really gross.
So you're bringing this thing on the boat with us, then?
You asked
You're
for
sure
a
about
cannon.
that?
I made one.
Yeah, but this doesn't look like a proper cannon to me.
It's better. It's
Sure.
gross.
I mean, I hope you'll be the one cleaning it and cleaning after it, or whatever does it do.
Yes, Grandpa. I will take good care of it.
Oh, well, great to hear that, son.
Oh, it's so cute. What a nice relationship. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So I guess you spend the rest of the evening. There isn't much left of it. And then-
The only thing I want to ask, or want to have asked him,
Yeah.
about the hunting is how. Like you just have to hear like rumors of like dangerous monsters, right, and get a feeling about the whole thing. prepare like
Basically,
mentally like
similar. I like to. In my head, I'm kind of basing, at least. I mean, no one was, but I'm kind of thinking of it similar to like a ranger and how they hunt that prey, right?
that.
So like you kind of, so like you need to be either like tracking it or like able to hear it. So like if you get details about it, then you can start like tracking it, right, kind of thing. Well, actually, no, maybe it's no. I think maybe it's more like impressive elite, but it's something similar. Like, well, yeah. It's basically what you say. Like, you hear about a creature, something specific. You can't just be like, okay, I'm like hunting dragons, and then go to like a mountain range. Like, it needs to be like one specific thing you're hunting.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then the night passes. The next day begins.
Mhm.
What are the plans?
Plans.
I
Yeah,
guess
Because-
we probably needed to. I mean, I don't think we've been tracking food very closely, but restock
Yeah,
on rations
Yeah,
for
even
like
if we're not like
multiple weeks of travel.
exactly. Yeah, even if we don't actually do it, yeah, it's good to bear in mind that you guys. I mean, yeah, even weeks. I think technically when you try to work out the distance, or even like multiple months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we're going to a place where we can't restock easily, we should track it more.
Yeah, I also
Mm-hmm.
think that it probably is relevant. So I would be curious, like how much. I mean, obviously, and it's good, but they're done in terms of weeks. So like you're able to what's it called? What was I gonna say? You're able to like, do it quite quickly, even for long voyages. But how much would you buy? I mean, it's up to you. I mean, you can also look up the price and everything. Like, I mean, realistically, like the ship, the bulk doesn't matter. Like, like unless you're buying literally, thousands of it. Like
Cannons
even
and-
Yeah.
months or weeks of batches, it's like you have a hold, and like the weight
Sure.
isn't really a problem. So that's like
I mean, we
Yeah.
probably need. I would assume, just on the safe side, the equivalent of
Going there and back.
16 weeks
there
per
again.
person.
Yeah, do you want me to roughly tell you how
That's
much
4
the
months,
distance
yeah, that
was
makes sense.
again? I can-
Yeah, 4 months per person.
It would make sense that I maybe go a little bit lower because at the end we know there to be like a trading post or like a city, right? Like where our contact is.
Mm,
So then we
If you can
use
make
it for
it,
the
if you can make
trading
it through the,
Yeah.
if you can make it through the mountain paths, you think so? Yes,
Yeah.
but of course you need to make it. Through the
Oh,
mountain
right. Yeah.
paths. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not that.
Problem
Yeah,
is
okay.
if-
4 months.
Something happens to our boat. We couldn't carry it.
yeah, we have
Anyway.
repair kit type stuff.
We
Hull
do
repair and
already.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Just
you know
double
it's
check.
about. I mean, honestly, like if you're going rough distances, like in order of magnitudes, it's like probably close to 2,000 miles.
um
And you can go. I think it was
I'll be
using
protected from
the
heat.
using
probably
the.
need to,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say using the travel speed and the bottle of air there, you get about 40 miles a day. Like I'm gonna over long periods of travel, bad weather, good weather, it averages out to 40 miles a day. So it would still take 2,000 divided by 40. At like a good estimate, 50 days, like each way. So it's.
By the way, how are our finances? Well, I have like
It's a captain's question
Not
like that. He's
great.
becoming a commander with questions like that.
I've got 15 silver.
Yeah.
'cause
I
I have
have
4 gold and 9 silver.
I have 9 gold, 22 silver, and 11 copper.
I can't buy
Yeah, I
that many
mean-
rations, huh?
We have very few.
Well, rations are 4 silver
Yeah, that's
apiece.
what I'm worried about it. We're
Oh,
like
it's 4 silver
uh,
per week. Yeah.
Yeah. So 16 times 4 is 64. So
Oh, God.
times 4
Yeah,
of
we're-
that
We might be a little short then.
is need
64
256
times 4 is
silver.
So
which is
25
25 gold.
and a half
so
gold,
20
basically.
yeah.
So we're coming up a little short right now because you had 4 gold, I have 9 gold. Johnny?
I got-
He's got all the gold. Right?
Nice.
Yeah,
so
we
guys,
are.
we'll just
you have a lot of stuff and not that much gold.
Spent a lot of money buying useful toys last time.
Yeah. I mean, we might
I'm
have to
gonna-
fish a lot then.
Wait, I can let go of this
Delicious.
hunting spider venom, which is 25 golds, which sells for 12 and a half.
Mhm.
Then Flask of Fellowship, I guess we can take a bite of that as well.
The god's gonna curse you again.
So yeah, if I sell both, I would have 25 gold.
Okay.
Should I commit to that?
Probably.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay, I'm taking a note. cursed by.
What? No.
Now
This is
I'll
Crixel.
make sure
I'm not selling
this-
it. Crixel is.
this, this thing has haunted me in the past. So
I have
try to make
personally
sure to
never
sell it at an
touched
inn
the item
to
itself.
someone,
Okay,
to someone
you
who
sell
would
it to a worthy
appreciate the
fellow.
festivities. Yeah.
Are we
To a
serious?
local drug.
We're selling that. What else are we going to do on months of the?
I mean, it is a good point where it is like, it's always filled with alcohol. Like,
True.
Uh,
exactly
only-
what they would
I-
most
I-
like
I-
a dram of. Ice cold water with lemon, for example, in the jungle. I mean, can you really put a price on that?
So here's a question:
It does not alleviate thirst, though, is the thing.
How
Yeah, but ice
much
cold.
rations do we because we're not like empty on rations, right? Like I technically
No,
have
okay,
7
so
on
let
my
me-
character sheet.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Let me say, yeah. So you've always been carrying around, a certain amount. You have 7 weeks worth on your character sheet just for you.
I do.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Do other people have that much out of interest?
I have 7 charges.
Consumables?
Oh, suppose this is what you start with when you buy the adventure
Yeah.
kit?
hmm
Oh no, 7
Um,
charge.
it's-
Wait, is 7 charge? It mean it's 7.
But it's
weeks?
because it shows their prices for silver, and that's 1 week of rations per charge.
Wait, we have
Sure, it looks
16
like
rations
it's
on the
all
ship already,
silver.
by the way.
You have 6.
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay, let's just say this. Okay.
So maybe
Right,
we
we
have
definitely need
use,
to
like,
estimate
4
how much we've
or something?
used because we have
Yeah,
used some.
exactly. You've spent, like, I can look roughly in terms of days it's spent. I mean,
Rather
you
be
last
good.
restocked, right, when you last left, what's it called?
Old Salt Reef.
Exactly, Old Salt Reef.
Yeah.
And that was only 2 weeks ago.
Although
Alright, so we're down
um,
8 because
yeah,
that's 2 per person.
basically, I think we got the stuff there for free, right?
Yeah, yeah. you
Our
did.
heroic
Yeah.
rerun. So
Okay.
But wait, when it says 7 out of 7, I think that means 7 days, right?
7 weeks because
You
you can't
sure?
buy a day of rations.
But it says like in quantity too. So I think it's just like the way that weirdly Foundry is doing it is like they're saying because it says like quantity 2 is 7 out of 7. And like in Nate's sheet, for instance, I'm just looking. But when I see the price, it says 4 silver pieces and 4 silver pieces for 1 week. But it says 1 week is 7 out of 7 charges.
You must be right. So yeah, each
Yeah.
yeah,
one count is 7 days worth, and you can do
Exactly,
7
exactly.
down to,
Yeah.
and then you go.
They
to
expect
okay.
people to play in days as a term, so like you could use ration of each day basically.
Gotcha.
So you have 1 week,
We don't.
and then Nate has 2 weeks, for instance, and then in the boat you have 16 weeks.
We
for-
had 16.
for
We
weeks
just
before
took.
people-
Now we have 8, yeah.
8.
Yeah, we
You took
just
out 8,
yeah because
right? Okay.
because it was 2 weeks times 4 people.
Yeah, exactly. So so if you take out 8, and then so
So
then
we
you know
need
exactly, and you
A
you
lot,
should have
64. So we're still. I think our
Down
powers
like-
combined were 11, unless Crixel, Johnny, do you have any?
Yeah,
No.
rations for a week.
You have a week. Yeah.
1 week.
Oh.
Okay, I'm just gonna put like
I
everyone.
guess it makes sense, right? Did you each have like a week's worth on you, and then the rest in the boat? That also makes kind of narrative sense, right? Did you?
Yeah. Let's all do that. So everyone get to. If you have more than 1, go down to 1 and tell me how many to add to the ship.
okay.
Johnny
Zero.
did 1 from you. No, you only had
I
1,
have-
right?
I have 2,
Yeah,
so
one such.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
added 1
Yeah.
from you. You'll be on 1. So we all
Yeah.
have 1 on our person, and then
for one
rest of
day.
the ship.
For 1 week.
No, 1 week.
What?
1 week.
1 week's
Okay,
worth.
okay,
So
I
1
have that. Okay, so I'll-
quantity
yeah.
with 7 of 7 charges.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
but then I need to take 1 out because I have 0 right now on my sheet.
Okay.
You're just like, "Oop, this
Okay.
one's mine.
Add 1 on your sheet, and we're back to 8, and we all have 1. Cool. That's like
Usually
our
it's 3.
emergency one. So we need to buy a lot more. 56 to be exact, times 4 silver. So 224,
definitely-
22 gold.
Wait, I have
4 silver.
3 hunting spider venoms.
Oh, that's so
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, so that's actually
That changes
12 and a half times
everything.
3 is 25, 37 and a half. Okay.
can't we just fish on the way? I mean, just
Mm.
all the bait.
we can. That would slow us down, right?
And
Right
I've
behind.
never fished on river before. I hear it's salmon.
I mean, it depends on the river. The other
Like,
thing is,
what-
we do
what-
sell those.
depends on
That
the
I think
river.
we should all get is, well, like salmon don't live in every.
No, I know. I
world.
just like
Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
Crixel's like, what? Not all
I've
rivers
heard
have
of one
salmon.
river.
Yeah.
There's more than one river. What the fuck? I thought it was only just
Yeah.
one big river connected.
Like the sea. Yeah.
The other thing that I'm thinking about is, I know in tropical places, there tends to be nasty bugs. So do we want to get something to help us in case one of us gets bit?
I
To protect
have.
us while we sleep, like
Pull out my
nets?
gun. This will keep them away.
Yeah, I was thinking they're like no more little bugs with dangerous diseases and stuff.
So you're
He's
saying
played combination bots.
we should get something for the ship, or what?
I mean, the ship will be fine. More for us on the ship, like nets,
Yeah,
not
To-
fishing nets, like netting that we could
yeah.
safely
To
sleep in.
Is there a
Put
mosquito in
on-
there or something?
in the
Sounds
ship
pretty
to protect
useful.
us while we sleep on the ship,
Mhm.
right? To
Yes.
augment the ship, I'd imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
Is that,
you know
I
what
think
to look
that's an
for?
item, right?
I have
Oh, sorry,
no
mosquito nets? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, or something like that.
I think we-
Exist in the world?
Yeah.
We have some in Age of Ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we had them there, but I didn't know if that was a custom item or not.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if it is, it's like you can also find mosquito nets here. I'll like check. Let me look in
Okay.
the Age of Ashes one, see how much it costs. It's weird that it's not like a maybe they call it like an insect net or something.
Yeah, I just looked up net and I'm not finding anything like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, there's earplugs.
I have those.
Spring loaded net
Mostly for your-
launcher. There's a spring loaded net launcher. I mean, those are
Mm-hmm. I
cool.
did see that.
Okay, let me open up my fucking PDF. It's been a while.
Oh, there's a swarm suit for
Oh.
20 gold pieces. These thick overlapping layers of
Jesus.
clothing are coupled with a matching hat outfitted with mesh netting around its wide brim to keep you safe from insects.
Beekeeper outfit.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Who's wearing that?
And also there's an in Penetrop version for 420 gold pieces.
Oh my god.
Using the mosquito netting they provide. Are you fucker? Maybe you can't buy it off them. Okay, I mean, mosquito netting is, it's a little expensive because it is, very fine. And, I mean, it actually is hard to craft in the olden days, right? Like, it's kind of like, here, it's easy enough.
Wasn't all
You can buy, like, enough for, like, one person for, let's just say, a gold. It's like, fine made of material, very fine mesh to not let anything in.
Okay, wait, so let me
I
buy the
say
rashes.
not
real
like
quick.
anything in, it gives you a bonus. To say,
That would be
Good.
Yeah.
the equivalent of 40 silver, right? If we did 4.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that-
Okay, wait, but first the rashes, because we need
Oh, yeah.
those. So,
Again, so I'm just doing what the total would be right now in silver
okay.
for our use. It would be at 264 silver with the 4 nets and the rations we need. Which is 26 gold.
250. Okay. I just got 26 gold, so.
Yeah.
Alright, so distracting that again.
Okay, yeah. So you had exactly 26, you said?
Well, I sold stuff for 26 gold, yes.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no, yeah, no, a
So-
little bit more actually, because I sold 3 of them. Yeah.
It's like 27.5, right?
Well, it's 12.5 times
Oh.
3, which is 37.5, yeah, so.
I
still
also
have
have
11 gold remaining.
3 lesser alchemist fires, which
Ooh, let's hold on to those.
I mean we could sell like maybe 1 or 2
I-
maybe.
I mean,
If
I don't
we are
think it's...
super in need of
yeah.
money.
I think we're going to be okay, actually, because with selling those spider venoms, even we should be more than enough to cover those. Like, plenty of rations so that we'd have the equivalent of 4 months per person, plus our 1 emergency each. Ish. And then the 4 mosquito nets on the ship.
Should get some more
Um,
rounds, that's true.
You're not a
Mhm,
real
mhm.
sailor if you haven't been stranded on a boat with no wind and nothing to eat.
Happy. Those sound fun, right?
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
have-
proud to say I'm not a sailor.
Always
That
fish.
sounds miserable.
Even on the sea, food is plenty.
Because we have a spyglass, right?
But we will not be on the
Believe.
sea.
Of some kind. Yep, we do. We have water skin, but technically, does the rations come with like fresh water for weeks?
Oh,
Roughly.
No, I don't think so. Actually, no, I don't think the rations. Let me check. I'm pretty sure rations are just.
I mean, otherwise we're just getting drunk all day, every day.
I mean, I think like you would like basically need to like collect. I mean, it's like a rainforest, so like you could set up like
Right.
carpools
Set
and
of
stuff
barrels
like
and
that.
stuff.
But I mean, you could buy. I would say like you can buy barrels of fresh water that are pretty
Mhm.
cheap. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
But like you would need to take like it would cost a little bit extra. I mean, but for water in like a place it would be super cheap, right? Basically, the cost of barrel.
Mhm.
Basically, the barrel is more expensive than water. And how does that work?
Water
Okay,
goes
wait.
bad though on the voyage.
Doesn't
Voyage.
go. Yeah, it's okay in an emergency. You have grog, right? Very weak. Cool.
Hmm.
Okay, I think water you can figure out a deal like because you're pretty confident like you know the atmosphere like you set up like I mean you've also when you've been sailing on the ships now like for months so you basically have like areas of the ship that collect rainwater and stuff that you then store and everything so
Mhm.
that's not worrying too much about water.
Cool.
I think that's unless you go somewhere like a deserty in nature then we will obviously start to consider it but until then it seems pretty fine to you.
How much is anti-venom?
Ooh. Oh, yeah, it's easy.
Okay.
Anti-venom potion. Is it
6 GP.
There's also anti-disease. There's also antidotes. I don't know if I'm going to do an antidote tonight. So the thing is, antidotes
Oh,
cost
yeah.
3 GP. I'm not sure.
Anti-venom helps against poisons and antidote, right?
Yeah.
Those are against what? I have to open it up. Against toxins.
Hmm.
Well, it's interesting. Saving throws against poison for 6 hours versus anti-venom. Protect against poisons. When you drink an anti-venom potion, you immediately DC 10 flat check to end any persistent poison damage you're taking.
So it's like
Oh,
almost
and a
like we just think.
+1 14 save to avoid taking persistent
that
poison
was it.
damage. So yeah, they have a very similar thing. Only one gives you a special immediate check if you have persistent poison.
Well, no. Up to you.
I'm gonna.
Johnny.
I'll buy
Johnny,
one myself.
as our healer, what do you think?
as our medic. I'm sure you're an
Yeah.
expert on this.
I mean,
Would you be able to deal with the poisons that we might face, or do we need some extra help?
not best. Probably a good idea to have countermeasures. Anyways, I guess I could. I'd have to prepare for it though, and have it prepared all the time. And with poisons, speed matters a lot. So having something that can very quickly remove it is, in my opinion, the way to go.
All right, so I think we're getting some of those.
Yeah.
What should yes.
So I bought with my own, just from my sheet, an anti-venom and a lesser antidote.
Mhm.
Which is
So
the
you
equivalent
should
of 9
all
gold.
follow suit. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep, it's 3 for
It's
the
expensive.
antidote, 6 for the anti-venom.
I'll go for the antidote.
And if you want to just add it to the ship, because I just added it there.
Oh, yeah, sure. Symbols, yeah.
Because I have a
one more of
feeling
those.
at least one of us, probably me with the weakest fort save, is going to get fucked some point in this trip.
Okay, I've tried to now adjustable map by the way, so it should be roughly to scale. Good enough.
Oh, cool.
Good enough exploring anyway.
Mhm.
don't
Some
want-
want to have accurate maps for that.
Yeah, we don't want to exactly to scale,
I just closed that. I need to add all of the
Okay, so
rations.
Yeah,
going
so the
into
next
the
day
unknown,
you.
we got
Yeah.
food and water,
What's
we
that?
got
Yeah,
bug
food.
protection. Is there anything else we need? Let's envision ourselves on a river, on a ship, for months. What do we need? Playing cards?
I have
Yeah.
playing cards.
We're gonna have a full
Nice.
session
Alright.
of just us playing poker, just like in an online room, and we just
I
have
have
to do it
playing
all the
cards
entire,
and
the entire
dice, by
time.
the way. I have both.
Ah, so
Easy.
you can play dice against each other. We're gonna
Got a
become
casino,
such
mini
buddies by the
casino
time
kid or
you,
whatever.
Exactly. By the time you get to the end, you're gonna be
Definitely,
fucking close.
they are not rigged either.
Mm. I mean, in lying dice, you share the dice, so you know.
Hmm.
I know.
Dust.
Alright, huge. Okay, so we got entertainment covered.
Okay.
Yep.
We got
I
survival
also have a
covered.
tin
I think
whistle.
we're good.
I can play music.
Nice, you got music. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I have soap.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
funny as shit. So,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
chalk
More
so you can
important.
paint.
See,
your
it's
decks
it's a
if
little
you
things
need.
people
Yeah.
don't think about. So
Exactly.
yeah.
I think like one session I might just have us like RP like a fucking boring down a bit or something. Like, I think I need. I think also like when I hope for next week I wanted to get done this week, we don't have time. I want to like make a more accurate map of like what this boat actually looks like in more detail. So like underneath like the lower level and stuff like that.
Is there anything? So I know, like obviously nowadays we have all kinds of chemicals and things you can technically add to make water drinkable, potable.
Mm,
Besides just boiling it, because that's an option we have, but then you have to boil it and wait
Yeah.
for it to cool
I
down.
think
Alcohol.
yeah, the easiest way is just to make
Yeah.
it into weak alcohol. I mean, that's like what people actually did. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in terms of like beyond that, unfortunately, also in this world, I mean, even back then in like real life, I don't think they really had much stuff. Also
Yeah.
in this world, we kind of.
But that's why I was
follow
like,
the-
I know that back then, but they also didn't have fucking magic, so you know.
True. But
So
that's
Yeah.
the problem because the way they solved it is mainly with magic. So stuff like if you were actually going
Okay,
a proper
okay.
ship that was going for like a big expedition would have like a wand of create water for emergencies, right? If there was like a period without
Mm.
much.
And
Wands,
there is
we
that.
should-
There's
I
one in the
have-
shop. We have
And
one
lemons.
available
I
before we leave if we
have
want to.
I have my staff of water. I can do create water twice a day if need be.
There you go. So that's already like.
Now he
Yeah.
mentions it.
We're good.
Yeah.
I
What
wa-
about
I'm the
lemons?
water. Come on.
He's a water guy.
I can prep my
Yeah, you're a
whole
water
list-
boy. How
I
could I
can
forget?
I can prep my whole list of create water if I wanted to
Huge. Okay.
for a day. We're thirsty today. No problem. Just let's suffice.
Good to know.
Chilling.
Well, I think we got all of the hopefully necessities. Knock on wood, covered.
Hopefully lemons are included in the rations to help us prevent scurvy, right?
Of course.
Mhm.
We'll want that.
I just use my.
There's Is there something we need
W's?
other than repair kits to repair the ship? Should we be in trouble? Like, say there's a hole in the ship all of a sudden. Is a repair kit enough to fix it?
Hmm.
Do we have a repair? Oh, we do have a repair kit. Okay, medium.
There's a whole bunch of if it's bad enough, like if like there's months of like travel, like maybe you'd want like some spare lumber, to like kind of patch up
Yeah.
holes. Like that's the
Yeah.
only thing, because like it
That's
depends. Like exactly right. You probably want some spare lumber. Like most cases, you can kind of make do with like scraps that are like damage during the whatever is causing it.
Yeah,
But,
but usually what it needs, I'm not sure how to say that in English. Basically, like a grimy thing that you know, fill in the holes, right? Because
What should I think?
A briny thing?
grimy, like a
Sticky thing. Or what do you mean? Like,
R?
yeah, I guess star, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
or
okay.
something
That's
like
cool
like
stuff, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Because usually if the wood's bad, it's rotten. It's you can't easily replace that,
I'm sure repair kit has got that covered.
Yeah,
They got some of that. Let's not get too into detail of my new ship, otherwise
Yeah,
it's like a lot of stuff
yeah.
I can need to have. But spare lumber probably wouldn't be a bad shout, like in case of
Yeah.
actually like really bad accidents.
But lumber prices are crazy these days. Fuck.
No, lumber's pretty cheap in this world. When you live next to a rainforest, it's like buying lumber in like Brazil. Like it's
Yeah.
super fucking cheap.
But what? Yeah, lumber, one
maybe
copper
some-
per 44 feet. Jesus Christ.
some
Yeah.
cloth.
Copper's lumber's just like fucking so cheap.
Somewhat
I guess some cloth. We need some cloth
for the sales.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah, you can buy
we-
some.
I'd guess we already have it.
Yeah, like again, like this is like little patches, right? If like someone sets fire to your sails and they burn up, then you're fucked. But in terms of like arrow wound, cannon fire even through it, like magic lightning bolts going through it, you have enough to like patch up that kind of stuff. But if someone like goes out to destroy your boat like properly, then probably the repair kit isn't gonna really deal with it.
We
Yeah.
we do have a lot of oil. I mean, not sure if
Oh,
it's the same because I guess you'd need oil to basically oil the sail clothing and sail
No,
clothes. I
yeah.
guess for the sails or whatever.
You're such an expert on
What?
boasting. Yeah, they
he
got
does
that.
research.
Not really. No, like I was reading a book not long ago, a fantasy
Mhm.
book,
Okay.
where a few adventurers went to rainforest, basically upriver,
What the fuck? You gotta
through
tell me
through
this
a
one.
rainforest,
Really?
looking for like a lost city.
Ian, you fucking plagiarizer?
What? Lost cities and big jungles have you done before?
I
You
mean,
lied to me.
I know. This was my story.
Malazan Book of the Fallen, man, has everything.
Oh, it's
Okay, man.
well, everything is now then.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I need to finish book one.
I need to
I
read the
haven't-
book about how the journey in Rainforest Man
I mean, that's not that. That's one of the novels, basically, from the other author.
Side stories, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Alrighty,
get
but,
like 5 sacks of lumber and destruct 5 copper.
Okay, yeah. You did buy some sacks of lumber enough to fit.
Oh,
That makes sense.
I just we didn't add the netting to the sheet. Do we want to add it a custom item, or do you just not care that it's on the ship?
Yeah, you can add a custom mosquito netting, so remember, technically. I guess like you almost have it like you probably have like your hammock right underneath like the hole where or
Yep.
underneath, but in the lower deck,
New
you just
equipment.
place the netting above your hammocks.
We shouldn't tell, shall we, right? As we are taking her ship into the deep jungle. She probably wouldn't like it very much.
Absolutely not.
Yes. Angry shall we? Not good.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
She'll understand.
Mhm.
It's for a good cause.
You know,
I'm sure she'll understand.
Absolutely.
I'm sure if you tell her, yes.
Mhm.
Hmm. I guess so, yeah. Somebody will have to do it once we get back.
Where have you been for the past year?
I
Filthy
just
rich.
following in some leads, you know.
Okay,
Alright, I think we're ready.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yes, you.
Do we want to mention to anyone that we are going on a month-long expedition and might never return?
Hmm.
I don't want to worry anyone.
We will come back.
And again, the last time we did something like that was like 25 gold. So pass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Don't have
let's
the funds, true.
Go as fast as we can.
That's
I mean,
part of what
like-
got us into this problem with gold in the first place, was sending that message to Hasi. Worth it, but
Expensive.
very.
Yeah.
Well then, there is nothing left for us to do other than sail.
Yeah. Port Perry always makes me nervous these days.
Yeah, it's not a very nice place. People are eyeing up a little bit when you walk around, with the gun now. It's almost like they're looking ahead like, man, that might be tough, but also, man, that gun must be worth a lot of money. Gonna question everyone's sizing you up. Yeah, okay, then we'll say basically these, preparations take basically the next day. It is quite a lot of what you have to do, talking to different people, mosquito netting, lumber, so on and so forth. And by the time you're really done with all your business, it's already, getting on in the afternoon. So perhaps you think it's best to make a fresh start the day after. So you have one more nice night in the company of Rockgar, who kind of, gives you a nice feast of, some weird exotic meat he has, found at the butcher to this morning before he, in the morning, sees you to the Lost Omens and Lost Tides, not Lost Omens, right? Yeah, Lost Tides, of course. For waving you off, and I guess you then begin your long journey.
Mhm.
Okay, so if we go to the landing page, actually, for now, but it's a little bit more detailed than the world map. Wait a second, see it? You can just move it up there as well. It is quite a lot of island change, as you kind of, begin at least the first part of the journey, like basically around this area of the Shackles.
Yeah, I'm kind of traveled, right? This is busier.
This is busier. Like, it's not when it gets kind of further, like, kind of below this area, it starts to, be quieter. But like this area, especially up here, it's very busy. There's like some quite large settlements on some of the islands, and there's a lot of trade. So I guess was it like, how much are you doing in terms of, for instance, say you travel for like maybe I should make this one a scale as well. I don't know why it haven't yet. But if you, for instance, travel for a day and I mean, okay, there's a few things I want to ask. When you travel in general down the coast, are you sticking close to the coastline like you did before when you travel up to Sunlands, or are you going? For instance, if you were saving time, I'm going to ask you to go back to the world map. For instance, if you were on the world map, would you, for instance, head from Port Peril like around like here, or do you want to be safe and closer land, or would you just head like straight down south like this?
I think I would ask to stick to the open ocean as much as we can, considering we're going to be locked up in landlocked or like river locked for a while.
Especially when we're traveling the areas that we know. I mean, I imagine I should have a decent idea of the waters around
The
here.
Fever Sea is pretty not untouched, but pretty voyaged by Shackles pirates actually. Normally they the areas that it would be common to do work in would be like basically like here and up, like basically like the actual trackers themselves. Of course, maybe on some voyages you have gone down for the Fever Tree and like maybe gone even a Vidrian on maybe like one or two occasion, Nate, but it certainly would not be a common occurrence. And the oceans there are very much quieter than the Shackles. But they are still like not known to be like super dangerous or anything. I'm just saying they are certainly like not common for people to venture into.
And it's usually much safer to travel when the sea is deeper, right? Than near the coast.
Yeah. Oh, in terms of like actual
Like rocks and
how
stuff.
hard it is to sail. Yes. Normally, like in terms of like navigation is more the hard point. If you're trying to be very exact when you're in open ocean, obviously it's easier to know exactly where you are when you're at the coast.
Do we have a sextant?
We have a compass.
You have a compass. That'll do. You go south. But yeah, and so there's like their own dangers. In terms of like the actual difficulty, it is harder indeed if you try so close and close. There's more dangers. But perhaps it's actually a good. I think this again may be a bit of an info dump session for some cases, because there is a lot of stuff happening. But in general, like if anyone wants to know a little bit about the areas to the south, you can roll me society check to know exactly about the land you are planning to head through almost. But that is quite relevant.
Our friend society check.
Mm-hmm.
You can also do law
Sure,
sailing. You can do law sailing, but it's kind of you will get different information, kind of.
Right. Well,
Then I'll do sailing.
A roll lore survival? Or like
not in terms of what you know about the places.
And I can do society too
Yeah, you can also do society too. Yeah, sailing. Sailing.
Are these checks that you can do if you're not trained?
Law, I think you need to be trained in a law track to do it, but society you can do it trained. But I don't think you can do a law. Otherwise, again, what could we do with
right.
No, but Nate, you can give me society as well. Sailing, you're honestly, it's been a while, and you only remember like one or two expeditions, and you can't really remember some of the details. It seemed, at least you remember just kind of open ocean. That seemed fairly safe.
Did I get anything?
Drinking.
Sorry, one sec. Out here. Yeah, I want to see what Nate got so I can see. Okay, so yeah, you two out here, Nate. You aren't experts of this area at all, but you at least know some of the rough details. I'll say there are two main sort of areas that you are familiar with. I'm talking more about the further south regions right now, not like necessarily like the islands and the shack themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You're aware that this area, like this almost peninsula sticking out, is known as Carver Lands, Kava, like Carver Lands, which are predominantly jungle and meant to be fairly dangerous, that you've heard, but very unexplored. So you're not too much sure many of the details. However, you know that there is one city which is one perhaps Nate you can't remember if you've been there, but at least you've heard of it, and now you've heard of it as well, called Senhor, which is situated like basically at this like little crevice here. And the city is decently sized actually. It's pretty damn big. Like not quite big as Port Peril, but in like the tens of thousands, like the low tens of thousands, but in the tens of thousands. It is basically just like a trade sort of hub. It is what's it called? it is very anti-pirate. Perhaps this is why you know, not that you were a pirate. Perhaps this is why you didn't like to go there, Nate, in case people assumed you were a pirate. You know, they have quite a powerful navy with, like, you know, big ships, which, you know, kind of do, you know, defend this area of the Fever Sea, and, you know, that means it is quite a popular city for people willing to do trade, you know, fairly. It is, of course, quite difficult to get there, at least from, you know, the north without going around the Shackles. Some people may do very long trips where you head around the Shackles this way, and it isn't really that bad, right? Considering the amount of distance you have to go to, you know, in general. Like, this excursion around the Shackles isn't too difficult. But of course, it still is there's a risk of Shackle ships attacking it. Yeah.
We won't be invading them
What's that?
with our. We won't be invading them with our ship.
You think you would be unlikely to overthrow Senghor? You think they are pretty well defended indeed. But yeah, let's
Some
stick with that.
ambitions
We can
here.
always do more societies in there. Believing that itself is, you know, weeks and stuff away. But okay, so that's one question. Sorry, you go in open water along the coast, and you think if you, normally at least open water, because, you know.
Yeah.
If you're,
Yeah,
you know, at least somewhat know the direction you're heading in.
But we should stop at the city then.
Sure. Yeah, you can plan to do that. But of course, you know,
Nothing else to
if you want to
basically-
re-station or anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe get some extra information.
yeah, that's true of the jungle itself.
Yeah,
And also, yeah. So when you're heading through the Shackles, so when you get to, like, you know, before you actually get south, it's not clear on this map, but on the landing page it's more clear. So, like, you know, this area is very inhabited by, you know, like, small islands and, you know, like, settlements. You can kind of see it more on the landing page, right? If, for instance, you're traveling and, you know, are you wanting to, like, basically go from island to island, like, in the days of travel on, like, the first time as you head south, or are you kind of avoiding all land and just, like, kind of sailing straight there?
I would think
Um,
we're trying to do a straight line.
Okay,
We don't want to get sidetracked and make our journey even longer.
sure.
I kind of want to
Yeah.
get sidetracked a little bit.
Strange islands, you know.
I have this map to draw, you know. I have to know what the islands look like.
I mean, we're gonna never make it anywhere.
Yeah, I guess. If,
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I mean, you know, they are very close together, so it was, yeah, maybe, you know, you're of course welcome to if you want, but I didn't expect you to go out of your way. But of course, I was saying, like, you know, if you're, like, you know, it's very fucking close to each other, right? So maybe if, you know, it's like an evening and you're basically one is on your way, right? Maybe you would stop. But if you want to just kind of, like, avoid it, it also is completely fine. But, you know, you're aware that.
I think the question is, yeah, do we want to,
traveled.
like, at night, if we have the opportunity, do
That's
we
what
want to,
I'm kinda
like,
thinking. Exactly.
land at night, to sleep there, or do we want to stay on the ship?
if we're sailing in open waters, then it's fine that we sleep, right? Near the coast, it's a no-no, I guess, during the night.
But I think he meant more like the beginning part of travel, like when you're still in the Shackles and there's, like, a lot of islands nearby, kind of thing. You know, because, like, at the beginning part of Shackles,
Yeah,
like, there's a lot of
yeah, of course. That's why I'm saying, because it might be dangerous if
okay, I see what you mean.
during the night, 'cause if there's lots of shallows and little islands and so on.
Okay, so
You're right.
so we should, like, land on an island and sleep then until the morning.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
yeah, cool.
maybe
Yeah,
Nate
we need
will
to.
remember some interesting locations on the way from his past. Recognize maybe some,
Ooh,
I don't
Yeah.
know, pirate havens.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah,
pirate.
exactly. Yeah, we
Not
call
pirate
society
haven.
as you close. Not pirate havens, of course, of course. Yeah, I mean, just like, for instance, like, you know, it takes it's about 160 miles to kind of get out of the Shackles, so that's already like 4 days, right? So it's already like a little bit of time. But okay, yeah. Then in the morning, you set off during your travels, and you
up in the
begin
cloud.
big journey. Pep in the cloud. I don't know where you go. Phew. Hey man, you're fast. He kind of calls out as, you know, zoom away from the deck or from the dock. I mean, and yeah, you begin your travel south
Up a wing.
through the you know, kind of, you know, through the Shackles Islands and away you go. So let's do them, like, in kind of lumps. So let's say this way takes. Okay, but you wanted to know a little bit about. Okay, one thing that you will know is there's one area of, like, this kind of string of islands that it's, like, really settled. Nate, you would know about this. I'm not even gonna really make you do a little sailing check. Others you can all study out to see if you also know about it. But, you know, this island here, Nate, which, you know, is roughly About 64 miles, about another day and a half. This is known as. Names. What's so bad at pronouncing it? Shenshu Bay. And it's kind of an interesting place out there. You never heard about it, I'm afraid. This area of the world. These island chains got knocked off for some reason, off whatever books you're reading. But Nate, you're aware that this island here is part of Shenshu Bay, which is an island known as being mainly inhabited by people from Tianzi or Tianshe. How's it pronounced? Tianshaw, which is basically like the
maybe
Asian
you should
continent.
just plop all these names into chat.
Yeah, this is. I'll do it first. So,
Great,
okay,
yeah.
okay, shit. So that is okay. So now, man, it's gonna be hard to remember. So Shenshu Bay is the name of this kind of island chain dominated by the ship here. I can
Yeah.
also you can also ride on ships. So like you guys can do like
Oh, you shit. Yeah.
Shenshu Bay. Since, you want it to be a map right or whatever. Wait, why did it go so small? What the fuck? You guys can write it. You can, right? You can write stuff on the map.
I think so. Let me try.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this is Shenshu Bay, mainly inhabited by sailor or like descendants of people from Tianshaw, which is basically the Asia of this world, Nate. It's like very far away. People, this is where all the some of the new items recently have come from, but it's super far, very exotic. But the people here at least are descendants, but they've been in the Shackles at least for as long as you've been exploring these oceans. That the main settlement here is one known as Chozu, and it is they've kind of taken on the pirate life, for instance. Apart from that, the main interesting thing is they have maybe they offer a lot of services like kind of fortune tellers, that kind of stuff. They have like maybe a little bit of Asian influence, but you know that most of the inhabitants of Chozu are Tianshaw. But maybe you think about this bit in regards to Pixel is that actually there's a lot of Tengzu who also live in Choju. There's a very large population of several hundred. So yeah, that's just the only island in particular that maybe catches your or makes you remember as you begin sailing.
Ooh, that one kind of works.
Ooh, Shenshu Bay. Ooh, very fancy, very fancy. You can make it wider, right? So it's like in one line. It's up to you. Maybe you like the two lines. Can you make it so you don't see the outline? I think you could, right?
Lines. Like
I'll edit
that?
other people's. What the fuck? I'm the DM. Let me edit it. I can.
Like that.
Oh, that looks nice now. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. If you wanted, by the way, this one is called the Hack's Tooth, and you could name how afterwards up there.
Yeah.
There's a few names.
I'll get there.
You'll get there, and then all the city names, which you've also got. Jacko expect a very detailed map at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he's our map maker.
He is. He said he wanted to do it.
Line up ST. Okay, now just do this.
But okay, but yes, I just want to check. So if you want to stop at one of that's the only place you can really think of. They delete casual island somewhere you could stop. For just resupplying. But honestly, it's only a day and a half out from Port Vale, so maybe you're like, there's no point. But it's entirely up to you.
So you mentioned those guys also being pirates, right?
Yeah, Shenshu Bay, are at least the kind of rulers of it are like this group of three people called the Wise Council of Three, who are three captains. So
So-
they don't like to call themselves pirates, but they're three captains. Whether or not they've done pirate activity in their life is probably a yes.
So would we be like in danger of being recruited or
Danger of recruited.
Or
There's always a
possibly
danger.
robbed?
There's always a danger in the Shackles of being locked for sure. You're an interesting. By the way, it's not the Hag's Tooth. Did you guys always start saying this? It's actually the Hack's Tooth. Like the Hack,
The Hack, the evil god.
Oh.
God.
Oh, the hacks. Dude.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how I
No,
took
no.
it, by the way. I didn't see how
I
it
didn't.
be spelled as Ag.
Crazy. Yeah, I was like, the Hack's where the fuck is he from? Do you think? Yes. Sorry, what was I saying, Nate? Your group are an interesting group, but you don't really have much valuable to trade. You have a small ship. Yes, you're all. I mean, other people don't know this, but you're all quite dangerous people. So, like, for instance, like, you're not a very easy. You're not. I mean, people might not know this just from looking at you, but you're not like an ideal target. You're like a small boat with few people and not much cargo. So it's like you could of
Yeah.
course be attacked, but there are much plumper pickings in the oceans than your ship.
Yeah, we're not
Nate's-
big enough to
Nate's
be like a
plenty
shipping, like a big shipping vessel or something like that would
Exactly,
actually have a lot of
exactly.
spoils.
Exactly. Yeah, you're like an odd kind of size. Okay, but yeah. So I guess I'm gonna say like we're gonna do the 4 days of travel. It's kind of a block to get down here. Is there anywhere you want to stop in the way? Like, do you want to stop at Chinchu Bay or do you want to just kind of sail past?
I think I'm at maybe
You're the captain,
walk
so you
among
decide.
the two, yeah.
What's that, Nate?
Oh.
I didn't hear.
To just talk it out among the crew, right?
The crew, the common
Yeah.
folk.
Yeah.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
So guys, there's a settlement, maybe a couple of days in Port Peril. And it has a lot of Tango living there, if I remember correctly. So, Crixel, if you'd be interested in, visiting,
I know plenty,
not
Tengu,
really.
back home.
Right. So, I mean, we might want to, to visit there and check out the town.
Do we want to? And if so, I mean, I'm not fully against it, but for what purpose?
Explore.
Maybe ask around for more information on our voyage. I mean, these guys
I think
there.
we'd be best suited to do that once we
Well-
get down near Vidrian, right? That's kind of the access point into the rivers.
But
We're
I'm
still,
thinking that-
hundreds of miles away from even. the
I know
real
it
start
might
of our
not
journey.
be optimal, but this might be
Yeah.
my only journey of the sea. So I would vote for visiting more islands.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking maybe just stopping here and there and maybe just refreshing my knowledge of the local islands and so on. So
It would
we'd
be
have,
a shame not to use
less
this tour guide.
trouble on the less trouble on the road, On the road, I mean, on the road, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
So,
but if you think
uh,
it will lose us too much time,
If
think,
we stop at all the islands along the way, absolutely it will. We prepared for kind of what we thought the journey would be, pretty straightforward, plus a little bit.
yeah,
So we're eating into that plus a little bit with every day that we spend anywhere that's not at sea, making the distance towards our goal. So I think it's totally fine. I just really don't want to do this as every island.
yeah, of course not.
Tom, we need your opinion.
Me neither too. But right, we go.
What's the opinion? What's happening? Sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay,
are
we're
we
just.
starting
Didn't
here?
really care because on the toilet at this corner and the signal doesn't reach. Sorry.
So are
Roughly.
we stopping in Shanchu Bay? What is the city called? Like,
Why would we? Reason
Uh,
to get
not really, just
We're only like 2 days from Port Peril, so we're not really restocking anything.
So basically, it's like, yeah, do we want to like take it easy for this part and like explore some more islands, or we want to go straight and straight on for the the open ocean?
just. I was thinking maybe just. I haven't really been sailing these parts in a while, so just might have to run
interesting, but
some
well, I
some
mean,
locals maybe for some extra info on the way.
I'm all out for exploring new places. Always fun. Always great. Well, we are on a mission, and is this potentially gonna the potential to delay us heavily? Then
Mm,
not the best.
I don't think so.
A little sightseeing, I'm down for.
I was
Just a
thinking
little
more
bit,
just
maybe.
a few hours, just drop the anchor. You know, check the.
Drop the anchor. You have to pay the fee again. Always have to pay the fee.
Oh,
Oh, Johnny's traumatized.
oh yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Don't have much.
We don't have that. Gross.
Would Nate remember our harbor feast and things like that in the smaller ports?
It's hard to say. Most, like at least when you were there, a lot of ports are small enough that like no one really owns the the town maybe owns the port, but there isn't really a harbor master, right? You put up your boat, you have maybe leave it on guard so no one else sees it, and that's it. Hell's Harbor is a bit of an exception because the size of it. In the smaller ports like this, I mean, that Chengdu is like it's still a small town of like 1,000 people. So you'd be surprised. It's not like a big city. So you'd be probably a bit surprised, at least probably when you were there in the past. You don't remember paying any sort of fees.
Yeah, I don't think, unless something's changed, these smaller ports don't really have any harbor fees or any people employed really to take care of the boats.
Makes sense. Tengu don't care much for money.
So yeah,
Okay.
I think
So a small detour.
yeah, maybe stop for a couple of hours, ask around if there's been anything unusual
Okay,
things
sure.
like that.
Yeah, so you don't have much trip. I mean, you basically like sail past it as you go. So you basically just dock for a couple of hours, maybe eat
Yeah.
some food on the land.
Yeah,
it's like you're
just
doing
ask-
a cruise. When you just like stop in for an hour or two.
Yeah, and I think it's for at least Altair. It's if we're going to be chatting up people, let's ask, hey, anything that you've heard from the lands to the south, right? Like the
Or
next
the Fever Sea, stuff like that.
yeah, or the around the fever like that area. Like, what can you tell us about that area? Any place we should be actively avoiding? Trying to get that kind of guidance a little bit.
Give me a diplomacy check. So yeah, I was just going to ask you about that. What events are you doing on your little land excursion?
Is it blind GM or public?
Public, I think. Diplomacy, right? Make so.
25.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. You get not. You kind of get the vibe of what people feel about the South. It seems that people don't really, at least people here, it seems very sort of self-sufficient. At least you get, so they don't have that much contact with other islands. Like they obviously have some, they trade, but it isn't their main like you actually see those who you there that actually the islands like quite swampy and they have like a lot of like almost like rice paddies. They've actually tried like grew surprisingly well here, and like kind of farms and such as. But you do kind of have to talk to people. They don't have much work to do with Vidrian, but they kind of say, obviously, maybe you didn't know this, also, I think Amy, you kind of would notice, but Vidrian and the Shackles kind of have like a bit of a rocky sort of relationship. Vidrian is like an ex-colony. You kind of get the picture if you ask, like, oh, but you guys weren't really familiar why. But Vidrian used to be a colony of Cheliacs, but very recently, even in like the past like few years, basically declared independence. But basically before before this happened, when it was still kind of this colony of Cheliacs, it had a lot of problems with sort of Cheliacs still trying to exact like revenge and everything, and like Cheliac it kind of wanted to become independent, and in doing so, it kind of got the Shackles like as an agreement that the Shackle basically stopped Cheliac's ships from like dealing with them. Like the Shackle almost offered them protection from Cheliacs back when it was Sargava. But recently, they actually declared complete independence and created the new Vidrian of Sargava. And since one of their first acts, which was to stop paying protection money to the free captains. And in doing so, there was actually like a brief war is too much of a word, but there was like a lot of conflicts on the border between free captains attacking Vidrian ships and the like, when they were no longer happening it. And that Vidrian actually then signed basically an agreement, an alliance with Senkor, who have a very strong navy, as like basically a new alliance to protect them against Shackles. And since then, the Shackles and Vidrian and Senkor himself are kind of like in this uneasy sort of stalemate where the Shackles aren't strong enough to attack Sengor together. But what you hear
So definitely
from...
no mention of our former free captain owner of the ship.
Sure.
Got
I mean, here, yeah. When you're in
Here's
Sengor's
fine,
realm,
but I'm saying
exactly.
when we go
They say
south,
when you're
yeah.
there, basically, you can be trainers from the Shackles, but do not, even consider yourself, be like a free captain or similar.
I hate all free captains. I'm never a fan of them.
Exactly.
Fuck
They
them,
also
right?
mention, however, that right now, that even a little bit more tension. You find yourself from one person who said they recently traveled south, that said between Vidrian and Senghor, it was a hasty agreement that they kind of allied with. Vidrian kind of needed Senghor's help badly, and in doing so, they basically signed an agreement, an alliance, and it very much in Senghor's favor. Like, Vidrian
Right.
is giving them a lot more than they're getting, especially now that Cheliax is just like ignoring them, right? They're constantly like, in alliance with Senghor, and in terms of giving them military protection, they're giving a lot of like goods and trade value and so on and so forth. But yeah, so it seems that the political situation stuff is a little bit dodgy, but it seems generally people are very anti Shackle pirates now at the very least. And to be honest, they kind of give the impression of like this person who said they went down south kind of said like, even anyone from Shackles they basically, treated certainly with suspicion at the very least.
Makes sense.
So I guess we're not from the Shackles this time. Right?
But that's the only place I know. So it would be hard to make a lie.
So, maybe just
I'm from the sea.
yeah. That's
I
not
think just- yeah, even if we-
Deception check, Jacko?
Again,
See
even
how
if you
good
were
this lies.
to say that we're from Senchu Bay, right? Because that could maybe work. That's still part of the Shackles, so it's like
Yeah, for sure.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Everyone believes good when he's in the part of the sea. I was like, he is from the sea, I guess.
you must be part fish.
a sea monster.
Almost.
Yes, truly.
I think it's okay if we're from there, but we shouldn't linger. Or overstay our
Shackles.
welcome.
Shackles bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, it's like, hey, we've escaped the Shackles, right?
I like that phrase. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you find out
Oh.
that.
It sure has a great double meaning. I like it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so
Awesome.
you find out some, I guess, pretty useful information about the South. So it does take a few hours. Did you want to? Anyone else do anything else in town while you're here?
I guess I should quickly find out whether my answers were from here. I'll
Where are my ancestors from? Okay, give me a.
do like a 23andMe and
Give me
try
a
and find
bit of
some
information
wave
as you
divers.
try to chat with other Tengus. You have a certain kind of bonus of being a fellow Tengu, of course.
Okay. Is that blind? Yeah, it is, right?
I didn't wait. Is it? Well, I thought it wasn't. But I didn't have it. It probably is, but I didn't do it blind for out there. But maybe if it is, yeah, it is meant to be blind. Whatever. From now on, it's blind.
Well,
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're not great with words, but luckily Tengus find that normal. If you were too good, like off it, so it kind of goes in your favor actually a little bit. And yeah, you were able to find out a little bit of information. You're just kind of like asking, how like just general.
I think my strategy is like trying to find wave divers and then trying to find if everyone's heard of an expedition going to the place I know to be Old Salt Reef.
Expedition to Old Salt Reef. Okay. No, it seems at least that the ones here, they kind of like explain to you that they were actually like this kind of group thing. Like some have left. I mean, they say they're not sure if maybe some have gone on before. They can't speak for all Tengus who once came, but they explain that they are long ago Tengus who escaped from Tianzi or Tishonya or however I'm going to pronounce it. I forget. So,
And
yeah,
that's
they
where-
explain-
Is that like a Tengu home country?
No, Tian. I'm saying it, but the continent, Tianji.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Paul.
Tion Shore. Sure, that last one is. Tion Shore.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they explain. Yeah, so they explain. Yeah, and if you ask them like, oh, what is Tion Shore? They're like, oh no,
It's
a
Astral
big-
home. Yeah,
a
yeah.
big continent back home, where all Tengu from. You from there too, Fargo.
Which way?
East, far east. Maybe west. You go far enough. Kind of shrug. But think east a little closer.
Going east.
Going
Maybe,
very
maybe.
far east. Take many months of voyage to make here. Our ancestors.
hard to convince others.
Mm-mm.
But maybe
But
someday.
you should go home, see ancestral home, whole nation of Tengu.
Sounds feathery.
Much feathers, yes, smiles. But
Thank
here
you.
we free more freedom at home. They not happen.
Do they have these there? I kind of like hold up. Do I still? I'll hold up my code pistol.
Okay, a normal gun.
Yeah.
Discussing them. They kind of look at it. They kind of found like we've been here many years, our families, but think maybe also back home. Occasionally, visitors from there come here and think they have the same weapon, but I not use those weapons.
You seem to know much. Do you know why we are called Jinx Eaters? Is there truth or rumor?
They're like truthful. They kind of say, our God. You know, he has luck.
Hey, Fang?
Yeah,
Storm God.
Storm God. You know him. Then you know T. Yorn Shaw. He got from T. Yorn Shaw.
I have heard little stories from my clan leader. Yes. It's been a long time.
Yeah, maybe he luck, but think overstated. Others not know. They believe us, but not your truth.
Going on a long journey. Can I buy a Tengu bottle? Said to be good luck.
The Tengu bottle?
Yeah, it's like a.
Didn't notice that.
It's like a thing. I don't. It's actually not an item, but yeah, there's a Tengu is said to have a healthy respect for gods, the rule of storm and air. That the one ancestral custom that is caught on among other sailors is a Tengu bottle, a decorated gourd or other container filled with an offering for the gods, kept on ships and thrown overboard in the event of dire weather. Tengu bottles most often contain fine alcohol to pace. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, he's like, yeah, we have some, although of course cost. But you want one? I guess you will have one that's like unfilled, just like the bottle. Then it's not too much. And he's like, silver, but nice one.
How about one ready to go?
With good stuff inside.
I never made one myself.
Think one with fine alcohol, 5 silver.
Others will understand. Good fortune.
Yeah,
That's all,
good fortune, Paul.
I'll buy a Tengu gourd. Yeah, Tengu bottle.
Tengu gold, nice. Cool. Oh, wait, I think wait. Is this actually regular meant to be done? Nah, maybe not. Cool. Yeah, so you have the night chat, and then yeah, you meet up, and I guess I had one ritual counting for so to do so. Yeah, so you have a nice little stop in Chenchu Bay. You learned a bit about Tengus. You learned some good information about the lands to the south, and then you continue onwards. Oh no.
Yeah, I still
Mm.
basically I wanna maybe ask, maybe in the tavern, I guess,
Yeah.
find some old timers. But
Of course.
yeah, I might. I mean, maybe I'm could know like a couple, I guess, maybe
Yeah.
like,
Ooh.
and maybe just exchange some news from Port Pale. Maybe ask about some, maybe about the sea currents, and just to maybe refresh my
Okay.
my
Like
knowledge.
the current activities as well. Okay, I like that. Give me a diplomacy check. Yeah, they don't know super fast stuff, but they at least can give you some good information for the the rest of like the current area. Okay, yeah, I mean with your you sharing information about going on the port power and activity there, they they don't know much. Unfortunately, the ones you talk to aren't experts, but they give you enough that for the next I'll say like basically until you leave this area of the Shackles, like you head further south in the open ocean, you get a +1 circumstance bonus to your like sailing checks. as they kind of explain that the weather's been a bit rough recently, and that there's some areas where I don't know, like there'd been a shipwreck and it keeps near this area, and there have been some rocks, which impose some difficulty to some hosts recently. So they kind of give you some suggestions. You're not sure if this is one you met before. This guy, like it's been like many years, and you think like maybe you got on quite well with them, so maybe this was a guy you knew in your previous times. But neither you mentioned it, would it be too awkward if you were wrong?
Yeah. I'll buy like that guy, or maybe there's a couple of guys.
Yeah, there's like one guy mainly
Buy
speaking.
up here.
Yeah,
Something that's like, how's that? Like couple
it's like a
silver.
copper. It's even like a copper, I think, for a simple mug. So you're gonna pick like a couple of copper if you buy that next biz.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but they're like, it's hanging too well, ain't so bad. Cool. And then yes, you head on south, and we will basically go over the next few days as you head down here. But there is one interesting thing that happens in the ocean, or at least that you see on the ocean. It's up to you how you want to be. As you're basically sailing like quite far south, you're like when you're around here, you see like it's still quite a lot of trade, but it's been a few hours maybe into this day. I guess this would be like probably the 4th day of travel. I should do some days. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, beginning of 4th day. Cool. Where you see in the distance, I forget, did someone have a spyglass or some shit?
We
I
do have
think
one
we
on the
have-
ship, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess like whoever's searching, probably you take turns, like kind of using it every so often.
Mhm.
You see 2 ships very close together, like basically touching, actually. So
Okay.
it looks like you're still quite far away, but it looks like potentially like trading with each
I don't want
other.
to invade their privacy, so I look away.
Okay, you look away.
No,
Sure.
no, I'm
Just
kidding.
forgetting it all on the ocean.
The,
right now.
one
It's
ship,
like, what ships do at sea? It's like
yeah,
none of my
you
business.
can't really make out details like how like who's on it or anything, but you see that one of the ships is like
Does it look like one of them is boarding the other?
they're like, I mean, I'm like basically seeing it at the base where you see that 2 ships. Like even at this point, like boarding,
Yeah.
potentially, trading, also potentially. Like they've stopped next to each
True.
other.
Okay.
You can see the one of the ships is fairly. I mean, they're both bigger than your ship for sure. Like I mean, maybe one of you would call a ship. Maybe I don't know what the definition of a ship is. One is shorter and almost like fatter, like more of like a round-based hull, and one is seems like more of like
Really
a
loves
ship
up now.
with 2 sails.
Sure.
But yeah, just so you see this, and you're still far out, maybe like a couple of 1,000 feet or something.
Yeah, definitely keep my eye out on it.
Yeah, they're basically
see.
in like similar to the direction you're heading. Like,
Do
not
the
like
rest
exactly
of
when
us,
you place it, like, a couple 100 feet.
Do the rest of us also see those ships, or just
Out there sees it
the
first.
guy with the
Because of the spyglass.
eyeglass?
Yeah, I don't know if you were called out or not.
I do. I called down to let him know that it looks like there's 2 ships. Kind of a more sleek, faster looking one, and kind of a broader, potentially like shipping vessel.
Could there be a pirate boarding party?
There could be, and that's my concern. I think we should steer
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I think. But maybe we should just travel basically.
Do I
as a-
see them either flying certain flags?
Yeah, you kind of now, yeah, you. I mean, you are going like closer. As you're talking, you're fairly fast. You are getting closer. Give me a perception check to see if what more details you can make out. Like you saw the shapes now.
Yep.
You're going in that direction, and you can see a little bit more.
And I've had so many blind GM rolls today.
Okay. Yes, you do see that one of the flags, or one of the boats, like the smaller squad one, it doesn't have a. Or maybe it doesn't have a flag with it. It has the. Oh man, would you know? Give me a society check, it will. Okay, you don't recognize the flag, but it's not like a pirate flag. It's like some sort of like
Okay.
they're from somewhere, or they belong to something.
And does it look like it was the ship is heading like it's pointed as if it's traveling north, south?
Right now, they're both actually pointed almost like in a weird direction where like they're almost like stopped, like you can kind of go north or
But
south.
are
but they kind of point,
they
like,
pointing in the same
west,
direction?
actually. Yeah, they're pointing in
Yeah.
the same direction.
Okay.
And you
Gotcha.
see that this kind of the bigger, it is bigger, like actually the sleeker one. It was like less wide but longer. That one does indeed have like an actual piratey looking flag above it. It's it's
Okay.
it's a little piratey. And
The-
One
Describe the flag
is
to mate.
yeah the longer, sleeker one that's probably faster and quite a bit bigger is flying a pirate flag. The other one I can't make out what the flag is from.
Real
Potentially
pirates.
some small harbor or other. So I think we avoid this. I don't want to get caught up in pirates,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Don't.
particularly when again we have literally nothing to defend ourselves with.
Is there
Yeah.
no naval code or ship code that we should help?
I mean, we're.
Is there any kind of code in the Shackles?
sorry, I just want to say, in terms of defending yourself, you didn't see any sort of a siege weapon, just so you know.
Okay,
This is like I guess.
that's good at least.
Is there
Is
any
there
code in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you see
You
a
know.
ship in need, you're expected to help. If you see a ship being pirated,
I mean, it's like a chaotic fucking like
Right.
land, the Shackles.
So
like,
that's
there
what I
isn't really a
figured.
Code, no.
what is the line in Pirates that they say? It's like
It's more of a
take
guideline.
what comes and give nothing best.
No.
Give nothing back.
But that's a
That
good
one.
little
Take what you can, give nothing back.
Yeah, they generally
That's
go
kind
with
of
those.
the
Okay, so you just kind of like give it like a wide berth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Best not to mess in pirate business.
Unless we suddenly recognize a flag being Old Salt Reef.
The flag
Yeah.
of Oda one. Do you describe the flag out there?
yeah,
Okay, so
the one I didn't
anybody-
recognize.
Yeah, anybody can give me a society, or you can all give me a law sailing check. Nice.
Yeah. I'll.
Blind.
Go.
Of course.
Yeah.
Gotta be trained in society, right?
Do we
College.
college or something? I can't fucking remember, to be honest.
I think so. I got nothing.
Okay, so no one else. You can also roll society aid well if you want. I don't know if you were trained. Were you trained in society aid roll?
No, I'm not trained. I'm just.
Okay, Nate, maybe based on what you were, discussing before when you were previously in there and you're kind of talking. I mean, also out there, you think now that you maybe should have realized it. Is that maybe they weren't directly it, but it kind of rings a bell. Did you actually think this flag is associated with not directly with like the Navy or Seng or anything, but a merchant guild that's basically based out of there? Like you kind of like they have like almost like a flag there, like and it's like it's known as like a big trading city, and this is one of basically the what's it called, like the big merchant guilds. I can't remember, it wasn't there, but I can't find it so later. So yeah, you think at least it is a boat that probably is at least used. It has Sengor as its like docking, as its what do you call that? Home dock, home port.
Home port,
Mhm.
yeah.
But
I'm not too sure, but based on the description, it might be a Sanger trading vessel with the flag of the local guild. I think it looks something like what you described.
So this is going to do nothing but put them on even further an edge, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
People from the Shackles yet again attacking a shipping vessel, yada yada yada. It's not going to look good.
Yeah.
As a crew from the Shackles stops it.
Yeah.
How much bigger of a ship is the pirate one than ours? Like, if ours are like, what's the max capacity you could have realistically for like a month-long sailing trip on our ship? One more person, 5?
I think there's. Let me check. I mean, this ship isn't like insanely big. Like it's
Right,
small.
right.
It's about. I mean, your ship is.
It's small.
I think
That's-
your ship is small. This ship is maybe like 90 feet long. Maybe like 20 feet wide. About that, you can tell the distance here.
Mhm.
So in terms of how many people could have, I mean, lots for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Like plenty.
And that's the problem. It's
Right.
they outnumber us I would assume 4 or 5 to 1.
That is. I'm not good at math, but that sounds like a lot.
Yes. It's basically each one of us would need to take out, I don't know, 5 plus of them. I mean, I don't like that math. I don't like much math, but particularly not that math.
It's definitely not the best.
I'm just itching to use this. Not use it against something before, and pirate sounds like a great first target.
Again, we could risk getting close and seeing, because maybe it was a fairly even fight and we could turn the tide. But we also open ourselves up to it was a dominating victory for the pirates, and they're like, oh, now that you're here, let's just kill you as well.
If you think we shouldn't, alternate, I don't think we.
I mean,
we should.
I'll be honest, I'm somewhat biased. I like my own skin.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with those guys. I don't think we should.
That was too risky.
I'm also not the kind of guy who jumps, into the middle of battle all the time. I'm the stick to the shadows kind of guy. So I don't know if my opinion should be held above anyone else's.
I am outvoted here, so let's sail on.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out to see, if we can see that the fight is ongoing. If it looks close, maybe we can do something. But I'd like to stick out otherwise, unless we know more.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the spyglass, I think, lets you see, firing really well, right? It's I think it's 10 times as far. No, it's not. 8 times far as normal. Okay. So you see, really funny far. Okay. So, even, I'm assuming that you give it, maybe, even if you give it, a couple 100,000 feet, right? You still can see it really well from, the top of the mast, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, then in which case, I think I will... put you on,
no.
put you on
A map?
to show you at least what it looks like. You don't have to. I'm just
I
want to show
know.
you the boat sizes and stuff.
How we gonna skip
Alter just
map
has
anymore?
a sixth sense
No!
whenever he's suddenly on a map, and it's always danger.
We're trapped
So this
by
is,
invisible walls.
roughly, what's that?
Okay.
Okay, I guess I can put everyone so you can at least see what he says.
Yeah. So I describe it.
Nope. No.
Turns out I'm very descriptive.
So, yeah, and I will actually reveal some tokens at least, just so you can see roughly the numbers. I'll describe it. You can't see what what's that?
How big is our boat compared to that?
You want me to drag on your boat?
I mean, it's a 30? Yeah, exactly. It's
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit bigger than their rowboat.
This is a mom and dad boat right here.
Oh, but no, your boat is bigger than this. This is where it fucked up with the size. Was I always edit. No, is this? Was yes. But I remember before.
I think it's pretty close.
I thought it was meant to be.
Oh god damn it! Didn't mean to do that.
Maybe it's right. It's really weird where it technically is. I think it's the area you're meant to stand on is a different size thing. Your boat space.
Delete that text. Why can't I delete it?
You gotta click on
There we go.
yeah.
No, maybe it's pretty accurate actually.
It's it looks about right to me.
I think this is right. It just looks so small next to the other one.
Token wise,
Yeah.
But yeah, yours is a very small, sweet one. There is clearly a large boat.
Yeah.
But in terms of how many people, so I'm not gonna actually show it, but roughly, you can see that the activity. It seems for sure it's dying down, but it looks like they'll play quite actively quite soon. Now you're maybe a couple thousand feet away, so for you, you're only a few hundred feet, you can see it quite clearly. So you're kind of up there looking out. You see there's people moving on the decks. This boat here, there's maybe. It's hard to tell. If you assume some people, there's maybe half a dozen people kind of tied up, kind of around, almost like the mast, right? Like how they do in films, where standing up and there's one big rope circling them all. And kind of people doing this, you see maybe there's some bodies on the ground as well. It looks like this was not a peaceful thing. There was a fight. There's maybe a couple more bodies on the ground as well. And there's a few people, and if you assume everybody's still not tied up, right, it's probably on the pirate side. There's maybe 3 or 4 people on here. It's hard to tell exactly, but the master stuff are getting in the way. Who are currently tying them up. And there is also bodies of that side on there. And on this boat, the main one, there's one person still standing at the
captain.
At the captain here. And there's
or the
it seems there's one more there's 2 more kind of dock hands you can see here. one of them kind of like more giving orders, almost it seems the other one like kind of pointing around like with a pike actually to this guy, and kind of like point every so often like this boat, and then like kind of points back. And you also see there is a couple of bodies like on the ground here, and the boats also seem like a little damaged, like they kind of must have like smashed together with at least some sort of force.
Okay. I mean, how can we have not partake in a pike v pike battle?
You know, tend to when I describe it as a pike.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Well-
so it seems that at least there was some losses on both sides, and the amount of like activity you can see here, including like the captain and Bungus even giving some orders, you know, probably a first mate of some sort. There's maybe half a dozen, like a couple more left.
Yeah.
And obviously there could be people below deck or
Sure.
you know, not.
I mean, it looks like most of the fighting has died down. They're tying up the shipping vessels crew. Hopefully they don't execute them. But I mean, 6, potentially up to 10 if there's some below deck or hidden somewhere. But I mean, we might, if I'm being honest, we might be able to help.
Help which side though?
I mean, obviously the shipping vessel, right?
Yeah, but
This could be our chance to become full-blown pirates.
yeah,
I mean, that won't help us at all with where we're going right now. But
yeah, that's the thing. If we attack the pirates, then you know, pirates run the Shackles and Port Peril.
right, but pirates. We're not going to get some bad repas like pirate hunters, right? Necessarily. If anything, I think this puts more a good word us for where we're traveling next. And I mean, if all else fails, maybe we take bigger boat.
You're gonna look at Nate. That's what you wanted?
Yeah, of course, but I'm kind of worried, you know.
I mean,
Then
of course,
we-
but
Returning to Port Peril with a stolen pirate ship and
yeah.
uh,
No, I actually don't think we can take it realistically. But
three
Johnny, what do
captains
you think?
trying to kill us, you know.
Free captains,
gosh.
not necessarily.
I mean, you would know, Nate, that pirate against other pirate conflict is basically. I mean, it does happen, of course. Like jobs gone bad, like you know, stuff like that. If you're less like you're not going to really have trouble from authority. You're more likely to have trouble with like if that pirate was protected by another pirate in an alliance, for instance. Maybe that would be something. But it's not really like you have done anything wrong in the eyes of the law, but the law doesn't really exist. It's more just if they had allies, they might be able to get you kind of thing.
I'm down.
Wait, but
So I think we can take.
because there's less than we thought. That's why?
I mean,
Yeah.
in
Oh.
part, right? That was
That helps.
if we were fighting 4 or 5 to 1. That's death sentence. But
Mhm.
now,
That's
sorry, what were you saying, Johnny?
Yeah, that's pretty much
Math
So-
works out. Yes.
Indeed.
So then, I
exactly.
mean,
Not like the map, but yeah.
We
I mean,
I
surplus.
feel like we can. You know, we get stuff. Makes our journey easier.
yeah,
Makes our grows our notoriety, I guess. I
that
don't know how that works.
that boat does look pretty fast.
Yeah, I don't think
Bigger
again.
boat, always nice.
Problem is, I don't think that boat would fit in the rivers we'll be traveling on. At least not all of them.
And it's harder to
But that,
maintain
we can
with.
decide what to
Yeah.
do with the
Wait.
boat once we've saved everyone and resolved the problem.
And we can sell the boats.
Right.
We are short
But
on
I think-
money.
Let's start with sailing closer.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
You convinced
And
me.
then- Pull out my bow and arrow.
Okay, yeah, you pull your bow and arrow. Do you like how I did the mast, by the way? Isn't that or like the sails where you can like see underneath them? Isn't
Yeah.
it sweet? I need to.
Very
Do,
nice.
I'm gonna make your boat like be made like as one of these boats. I think. Like, you know,
Nice.
just-
I mean, we're just gonna replace the boat right now.
No, hey, I mean, also true. It's like maybe it needs a slightly bigger crew, but you do
Yeah.
what you need.
That would be
You do
hard.
what you need. Okay. So it's
Oh, by the way,
you-
are we also
yes.
flying a flag on our ship? I can't remember.
Mm-mm.
We mentioned it. I
You,
guess-
yeah, I mean, we talked this thing about where previously, at least, you had this flag in the Lost Tides, which is kind of like Shelby's flag. You know, obviously, she wasn't a pirate, but it's a very piratey looking flag, if you remember. This
Obviously.
I don't think we're flying that.
You stopped flying this?
No.
They're like, who are we gonna help? Like, oh, we're not pirates. We're just, we just ran away from all.
Yeah,
from
can you
the
imagine
Shackles.
being these pirates? So if we were flying out, they're like, oh goddamn, we're getting second team or third team.
Right?
Right?
They're
Like,
like, oh man, they're gonna want to like cut of the profits or whatever. Like, fuck that.
Have you healed up yet?
Okay. Cool. So you get a bit closer. I mean, yeah, they see like
Okay,
you
but-
see like now, like as you closer, there's kind of like bits of rope almost like tying them together, right? Like they must like throw it on like grappling hooks, like when it like got really down and dirty. So they're basically like completely stationary. They're kind of like bobbing up and down in the water, but they don't look really ready to sail, so to say. And there's still the other half over there.
Yeah, shout
so
out to Nate and Johnny to get back on the ship.
Get on the ship, you fucks.
Oh,
Don't watch you. It's on the ship.
Of course you want to. Of course, I know you were. Yeah, I mean, how close do you try to like sail like right at it kind of thing, or what's the plan?
I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I think so. It's up to Nate. Nate's
yeah.
the one driving.
Okay,
them.
Nate, what's your plan? Pilot,
First-
driver?
we're slowly closing in, and Altair is reporting.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, just so you know, by the way, the height of your boat is also probably maybe 5 feet down, right? So like
Yeah.
obviously because they are have a much bigger hull.
Yeah, they're a big ship. I get it.
They're a big ship. Yeah, so
We-
your
Well,
hull's
Wouldn't
a
make sense
little
for us
bit
to be on the
smaller,
same.
but almost the same height, but it's
Yep.
a little bit shorter even.
I'll be like taking cover at the railing we have.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
looking out
like,
over it.
definitely like looking out. Yeah, it looks at least. I mean, it's not that unusual to be boat, so it seems like at least maybe also with your flag, they were. I mean, you're kind of watching it out as you get up. They were like maybe kind of unprepared, or like they weren't considering threat. But when you like are clearly kind of heading in, and maybe when you're, I forget how fast technically it is. So it's got 50 feet movement.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter too much vehicle rules because the fight will. I mean, spoilers, but depending on if you go on there, then they can't really move.
Yeah.
But I
By the
wanna
way,
check the
as we were
drive,
getting everything set up, I'm
numbers.
going to use the restroom. Be right back.
Sure. So.
Land's 10 feet, but I don't know if you want to do that.
Okay, so if you're going pretty fast in like a straight line, you can go fast, right? Like in like a round, you can basically go like 150 feet. It's like it's got the same speed behind it when you're going like full speed. It's a little bit of reckless driving from you, Nate. Like you're really like pushing the boat as far as you can. So obviously you can do a little that recklessly and you go a little slower. But
I'm just thinking, how are our chances of boarding? I mean, I'd imagine with just such a smaller ship.
yeah,
Would
so I try to say so.
high-
Your
or
height is like it's like maybe like I mean I think I actually have this somewhere. So 1 sec. Well, I'll just go ahead and check this anyway to make sure I'm right. Your ship, it's about 20 feet high. Their ship. Okay, their ship's only according it's only 5 to 10 feet high in places, like depending on where you got it. So like if you went to somewhere where like you would be able to like walk out like lower thing, then probably like it's a little bit lower. They don't have like the same railing, so there it would be like 5 feet high. But in places where you're like actually have to get on over the railing, we won't make that next time. Make a ship. I'll make like a little break to show where like the bits is opening. But the kind of bits on the side, right, where you would dock and you put down like a plank to like walk over to land, that's like doesn't have a railing. So that's like 5 feet above you. If you're like standing on the side, right, you basically like stand at the side here and like almost hop up to it. And
Which,
then the other
by the way,
places, it's like
I've always thought about this, that it's so weird that ships have that. Why wouldn't you just have it be a gate?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like gates make a lot of noise in the wind. You don't like rattle back and forth.
Yeah, but I mean, you just do a secure thing, or like it
Yeah.
secures on both ends.
Yeah.
Like when it closes,
That's true.
connects to the other side of the railing. Just weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know, but they do.
You know, like
that,
ships, like
right?
they have like the railing
they
around
cut
the
up, right?
edge to
Yeah.
help to fall off, and then they usually have like an open spot for where your gangplank and stuff
But
goes
it
down.
must be like easier to like
Well-
do goods or some shit, right? Like
Probably,
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Easy,
and,
also, like, on a
kill all
rough thing,
people.
that shit's breaking no matter how well it's
Yeah,
done.
I
Like,
think it. I think
that
it
that
would
shit's
be.
absolutely breaking.
I
And
don't
how
know.
weight of a ship going like this? Something.
I mean,
weak like
that's
that,
like saying
mean,
that
you
a
could-
ship couldn't have doors, though, right?
No, you could fixate it better for sure. I think it should probably like unnecessary. I guess like
Yeah,
people
it's probably
right?
the cost and everything. Like the benefit
Yeah,
of having it
exactly,
wouldn't
right?
be worth the cost of
Yeah.
doing it. Is really it.
exactly. But yeah, I should have marked on the map, but basically, like, at the widest point,
I
like,
still
where's
feel
the
like
sides.
it would be very weak.
It wouldn't be like you couldn't. It would, yeah, it wouldn't be like, you know, be able to
It
hold up a
is
board.
different. Like usually doors on ships would be like in the line with ship, but this is like this, right? With the
No,
thing.
you
So
mean it
when
doesn't
this
have a
moves
support over
like
top
this
of it,
on
right?
like a
Yeah, I
bad
see what you mean.
bad weather, it would attempt to basically open and we're just gonna rip it off, like in
Oh,
bad weather
yeah.
and shit.
Anyway, you discuss the gates as you sail on up.
Exactly. Really fixate on
so,
this
so
gate.
at the bit in the wider point, there it's like 5 feet up basically. You can like kind of jump from your railing up to it, and it's, you know, just like, you know, basically you can just almost hoist yourself up. I'll say it's like one climb action, but it's like you don't need to like roll. But if there's like a different way to climb up here, then it's like an actual climb check, and you need like a free hand to try to like, you know, like grab onto the side.
Joke's on you. I have 5 feet less to drop.
True, yeah, you
jump
can just
from
like
the-
you just jump off the crow's mast and like, you know, roll and land and everything. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But anyway, nature, you're sailing up pretty fast. You know, when you know, like going in a straight line, and you have the wind behind you. You go basically like, you know, 100 feet every round, and you know you're watching them out there, and basically it's only when you get like, you know, if you're quite close, so they seem to, you know, be like notice that you're like heading right at them, and you see like, you know, I mean, they're so close now, right? So you can see super clearly in the spyglass as like the captain kind of shouts on over to like some of the others, like, you know, you're not sure what he's saying, but you know, and they start like working like almost like quicker, like they still like are trying to finish up, you know, but there's still, you know, like some people left. One of them like immediately hops over, the other two like kind of, you know, continuing to tie up the last ones, and like, you know, if there's like, you see them like sort of drag over like a body or probably one of their companions who is either, you know, maybe dead or unconscious, you're unsure.
Right.
But
Well, I'll shout back at our crew, like, shoot on sight? Pirates, I mean.
I was planning to, but now you have me second guessing.
No, like, I just noticed the growth gun only has 20 feet range, so I guess I'll pull out my dueling pistol.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you can get close, right?
Dual pistols.
Okay, I'm going to toggle. I'm going to make them visible.
Okay, I think I would start firing from this point.
Okay,
if I can,
so
I
let's
get
say,
a
yeah,
clear
at this
shot.
point we roll initiative.
At around
Like, you know,
100
they've
feet.
shouted over, they've like called it over. It's all stuff happening. Okay, everybody can roll into
Well,
initiative there.
Well, Nate gets this drive-by going.
Yeah, you have to look at people.
Oh yeah, can I do the one that because I obviously wouldn't have been doing avoid notice.
No, you can do the seek or search or whatever. Seek, I guess, is what you're doing, right? You must be seeking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If I turn that off, is that the one that gives you the bonus, the +1 on initiatives?
Oh no, that's scout. Yeah, you're scouting, of course. Yeah.
Okay,
Of course, of course.
I'll
Of
do
course.
scout.
I mean, it gives bonus
this
to
one.
everyone. If you're
Yeah.
scout.
It's not going to be a big difference, but I figured since I can't do stealthy stuff.
Yeah, so you got very close, you know, by the time they like called over all these orders and everything. Let me roll all NPCs. Okay, cool. The pirates.
They're everywhere.
One pirate all in first. I shouldn't be doing it public. Okay, and let, oh wait, why shouldn't be having wilderness travel music anyway? It should be
Piratey combat.
Piratey combat, of course.
Which is basically just pirates theme, obviously.
Quicksilver, however, so you don't even need to hit the pirate combat.
Since
Yeah,
you
you're
wouldn't
here, you know,
do
the boat's
ship
moving pretty
combat.
fast, like, you know.
Okay. So yeah, I'm leaning against the rail. How does like going out of cover, like the lean action or whatever? How does that work
And
exactly?
this is hard though, because like I said, this is 5 foot higher than you.
This is the higher, yeah.
So like, I honestly don't know if you can like.
I can only see a lot of like small parts, maybe.
I'd say you can put this. You can only see this person, to be honest. And,
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
these
you can
guys-
probably see them
Guys.
just fine. It's like the back ones would have pretty decent cover.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I'll say like this one you have. I mean, I guess they all just have something covered up and them taking a cover action, but this guy looks like an easy shot, I guess.
Okay,
Technically,
and
this guy
from
is,
them towards me, I have like the height advantage. But if I'm using this rail, can I shoot while I still have the cover? Like with what do you call it?
If you take no, like you still like right at the railing, right? So even though they have the height advantage, it's only 5 feet, and there's like a lot of distance, so you can still take cover, no problem, and everything.
Okay, yeah. So having taken cover, Yeah, I want to
Yeah, you
like
go for it.
lean out and try and take a shot portal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling lucky. Punk.
Okay.
Let's see, action. I'll target him even.
Trying to give him
So
like no hero points this session. Man, I should have given him some hero points. I've been bad. Everyone can have a hero point. I kind of forgot my bad.
okay, so
Sorry,
even
who
with
got
the
it, by the way?
range and cover.
But say everyone should get one pleasure being bad. I should give it out like 3 already. Just have that.
Oh, okay. So we just all have 2.
Yeah, you have to. It's
Yep.
fine. I just forgot this.
All good.
Yeah,
Is
that
it?
is a solid hit, even with the cover. You can't hit it with the upper
Nice.
body.
Which... Warning shot, by the way.
Morning shot as he blasts his head.
Yeah, he did like like kind of tumbles back a bit. Yeah, it seems like it hit him inside.
Nice. And then if I want to remain, so I've taken cover, but now I shot leaning out. Am I now out of like my taking cover position? Do I need to take another action to take? Because I was already taking cover like narratively, so I was like.
Will you use an action to do it before you shot?
No.
Right, you
I
would be,
haven't.
guess. Oh, but you said you had like
No, because
you
like
now
like
could be
before
using
initiative
cover, once you had
happens,
actually
I
taken cover. Okay,
exactly.
Yeah, now you can take cover. Yeah. You have to take cover again. Yes,
I would have to take cover again. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. So that's one action. I will. What does this do? No, for now we're still kind of far away. I won't take cover yet. I will reload, and then I'll use cover fire. I'm lay down suppressive fire to protect allies, forcing foes to take cover from your wild attacks. So I make a strike, and they have to decide whether they want to duck out of the way or not.
They want to duck out the fucking way.
Alright, so they get advantage on this.
Advantage.
Oh no, yeah, an advantage, not an advantage.
Okay, so with the cover, I'm afraid that is not it.
Okay. So, but they
They duck out the
do.
way and the bullet just slams into the side of the drain.
Okay, but now it has a circumstance penalty to range attack rules.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. This one over here. Oh wait, I need some music.
It's far away.
No, they run on over to. They basically just like free move over the things at this point for the like this. It runs over to 70 feet. The fuck is so far?
Big shapes, you know.
25 feet movement. Okay.
That's what happens when you're taking like 8 diagonals.
True. Yeah, they run over to here, and you see them kind of like, as you can see in the spyglass. I guess you probably put down spyglass now, but now I mean you're close up, you can see easily. You don't even need a spyglass.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Yep,
they,
no, I've definitely put that away.
Yeah, of course.
Drawn my bow with an arrow.
And then they what's it called? Get a crossbow from their like back belt, whatever, wherever you keep a crossbow.
Well, it depends. Is it a handheld crossbow or is it a?
No, it's a two-handed crossbow.
Then back, yeah.
Back, for sure, back. Indeed. Okay. Yes, but that is their turn. Oh, where's my contract go? Out your turn.
Okay. Front one. I think I'm at a range increment still as well, but that's okay. I take a shot
Yeah, no
at
problem.
this dude. Yep.
Hit.
23 for a whopping 3 damage.
Nice.
I get no sneak attack because I didn't do stealth and beat him initiative. Let's see. Too far away to do any kind of intimidate or anything. At what point is it on Nate's turn? He would have to use the actions to move the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm going to draw my rapier,
Okay.
and then I'll take an action to take cover.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Duck down a little bit to give him even less. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hard time. They're already gonna have a hard enough time. I'm up 25 feet from them.
Yeah. Ready and off for sure. Nate.
Yeah. So how would this controlling the ship work? I guess. I mean,
Random
I
speed.
speed over the pile thing. Yeah, it has 30 speed.
Yeah, it actually has 50 because of the bag of wind. Wait, do you need to be
Oh,
holding that, Fixo?
I don't believe so. No.
No, yeah, wait. That'd be great, but if you're holding it every day.
Yeah.
For 8 hours a day to.
Floats behind you, okay, sure. So yeah, it has 50 feet. There's this thing about you can't turn very quickly. I'm trying to remember how exactly it works. You must move twice your length for every 90-degree turn you make. But that's fine. Yeah. Yours boat is so small that it's like quite agile. It's more a problem for like the giant boats. They can't turn quickly, but your boat like still small enough to be quick.
But I use the reckless version of the. Oh, must be in a straight line, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So then I guess I can move 50 feet. I mean, I guess I need to use 2 actions to get there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, do you really want to board?
But if you don't do a reckless one, you don't even need to do a check. It's only like you only do the minute reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, they're, I guess, anchored, right? They're not moving.
Yeah.
So if we move the ship, like, where would the deck be the lowest?
Yeah, there exactly.
Middle?
Yeah.
Right, so if we move over there, I mean, would it work if I move it, or what would happen? Let's see. Oh,
Ah!
cool.
I didn't buckle my seatbelt.
Oh, yeah.
But I
Then,
guess you turn it at the same time, right?
yeah,
Like this or something, probably.
yeah, something like that.
Wait, so I was on the left side of the ship, so it was here, right?
Here.
But how many actions did that take, Nate? Sorry, do you know?
50, basically up to speed is 1 action.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a piloting check, but you said like, should be good or should I
Oh,
be?
okay. Sorry. No, I guess reckless is. I thought reckless meant you to do a pilot check. Okay, but I guess weird. That's weird because that's what reckless says it does. What the fuck? Oh,
Oh,
no, that's if you
but
can lose
if I
control.
fail-
Okay, you still give me a check. Yeah. You just can't
Yeah,
lose
if I
control.
fail, I can't turn the boat.
Ah, okay.
I'm just doing the normal.
Not sure. But you, yeah, okay. Yeah, yes, right.
What
Okay.
kind of check would that be though?
Low sailing, easy 18.
Okay. Lower sailing.
We knew this public.
Okay, and do I get the +1 that we
Mm-hmm.
mentioned before?
Oh.
You're talking with all the chaps in the end.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. That's
How
okay.
much?
Critical success.
I mean, I have to do this twice, right? Because
Yeah.
it's the 2
I
action.
didn't get moved. Ah! I
Yeah.
swear, it didn't fall off.
So I have to do it.
Yeah, give me
second.
another check this.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Easy, man.
Easy mode, yeah. Easily,
Yeah.
right, you know.
Got back an 8.
Left after you basically like
It seems you have done this before.
yeah, it's a little rough,
Tokyo
you
drifted up to the ship.
Yeah, you kind of scrape it a little bit, but it's surprisingly accurate, sure, I think.
Driving.
Sailing.
So I guess. I mean, I guess I just take cover. Can I take cover from here? Probably not, right?
No, not from
I'm
here.
not-
They are higher up you.
It's a good thing I didn't waste time taking cover from the wrong side.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
run
good
up
point.
to the railing, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
I guess I would need to climb to get.
Yeah, it's one action.
Uh,
It's like the board action, so it doesn't actually have a check, but it still would take like a whole action just to kind of get over that gap. Johnny. This boat suddenly went really fast, like.
Tidal wave time.
Just knock it over.
These guys are. Ah, shit. I can see quite nicely clear see all of these guys, right? There's no like. Fucking is going on. I can see them all clearly, right? There's no funkiness happening with
No.
vision.
They're voted 5 feet higher, so there is cover.
Okay, yeah.
But you can see all the figures. Like, probably not the boat at the back, but that's like.
Fair enough. Now I just need 2 of these. That's close enough. I'm gonna move a little bit closer.
Yeah,
And then we're
speaking of, I
doing-
should put myself as 30 feet up.
A little bit of like, zappity zap. And the 2 guys. Wait a second, I can target. Ah, shit. What's it?
It's not made out of water.
Ah.
Yeah, this is
It's not okay.
this
What do you
is
think
not
not
copyright.
using is fire.
You know what is mostly water? Blood.
Okay.
Johnny the
Go full
Blood Mage.
blood bender.
Zap zap!
Zap, zap.
Zap zap!
We have 1 fail and 1 success.
The shit, Steven, how dare you?
The one at the back succeeds, takes half. The one at the front takes all 10. And yeah, it looks like clearly very hurt.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
My turn.
Okay.
Gotta say the piracy is bad for your eyes. By the way.
Exactly. But it's a really cool look, right? They have the different eye
One-
compared to the captain look.
Yeah, 1 mental damage for everyone.
Okay.
The one-eyed crew.
This guy. They move over here and stab down at you with the pike, Nate.
Okay.
Pike battle time.
Oh no, now you know how it feels.
Oh wait, can you show which steps he took?
Oh fuck, Control Z. He just went straight like this. But it doesn't, right? Because
It does, because technically, right, that square here
No, it's
from
within
going
your reach. Oh, that's crazy.
is technically, even though it's 5 feet up, right, it's 1 square up, 1 square over, that's still 10 feet.
But then it's 2 diagonals, right? Because it's 1 diagonal
be?
over and then 1. I don't know.
It gets so confusing,
I'm more just like, does he actually have line of a? Yeah, I guess he does.
because it would be the equivalent of, if
Okay.
you, to lay it on a 2-dimensional scale, right, it'd be 2
Yeah.
over 1 up, which is,
But 2 over
This-
diagonally, right? And then 1 diagonal. No, 1 diagonal.
Doesn't matter
Okay,
for
I'll
that
say
type
you
of
can
thinking.
take the opportunity. I think you're right, but even though like I would say this is something that's actually even greater cover. Like I said, I can do it sometimes with DM, and for sure,
Sure.
here, it's like almost none of him invisible as he moves. So you can
Stab
take
the
it if
shins.
you want,
if you want.
but he would have greater cover to the other opportunity.
Oh, do you think I would be able to?
You think you'll have another
You
chance, I
try
guess
to
is the
lay
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, but is it in range? Because technically, if he's above, right?
And that's
that'd
what
be
we.
like.
We were just talking about that, and he said you can, but he has greater
Yeah,
cover.
I'll double check it. Like I'll think about it more, but for now, I'll just go with it's greater cover.
Okay, I mean, if I can, then I'll smack the guy.
Mhm.
first.
Just net 20 murder this fool.
Yeah.
That is a hit, even with the greater cover.
Show him how you handle a pike.
Yeah.
You hit him pretty damn
And
hard.
also,
Oh.
I
wait.
should be getting the charge for the
Oh yeah, you get a charge to your helmet. It's like the
Are you guys
blows or something.
now master with your weapons?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I am.
Fuck.
They are, yeah. You're expert, right?
Just expert, yeah. And I just
Yeah,
barely got expert.
They just
Well,
are master with their
yeah.
bows.
So we're
Hell. It's
not even, George. Come
goddamn
on now.
rough to be a
let's-
rogue, man.
Dude, I'm playing a fucking spellcaster. I'm fucking trained at fucking level 6.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
You'll get your time.
Yeah. So the gem, bites up as you take some advantage of your tactician or whatever. But then this guy does try to stab down at you with the pike. And actually, no. Okay. Make it faster. You see, this pike they actually wouldn't one hand. It's quite different. You and they do something called pike and strike. What a name! So they try to if the strike hits. Okay, so we start with this anyway. And it doesn't matter because it goes. The pike just like you duck easily out the way. You've fought with pikes all your life. Oh, but that was a 2-action thing, so none of it works. But they missed that. Okay, the captain is like, "Oh yeah, what are you playing at? There's only 4 of them." And they see they have. I mean, they actually have a. Man, do they have this? Oh man, they have like the like a fucking hook hand, a main cap, which is amazing. But they. Yeah, you're a bit far away. Yeah, they didn't actually have a weapon out, and you see them draw a hand crossbow. Yeah. And then take a shot also. They take a shot you out there. You're like the easiest shot. You're like right up in the air.
Okay. Still did take cover though.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, then they shoot a Quicksilver.
Oh no. Still,
Hey, you
technically,
had a +1 AC going for you, right? From the helmet.
Yeah, are these guys evil? I don't know.
No, this guy's chaotic.
Oh, is it only
Yeah, it's only
against
evil.
that?
Yeah.
I missed that. I just saw the
Right,
+1
so-
AC.
Oh, sorry, hand crossbow. Hits you, Quicksilver.
Ah,
This is the,
10
this is the
damage.
captain, right?
Right, it's
10
captain.
damage?
10 damage.
Looks like it.
And then he strides down the steps a bit. He's like, I gotta do everything myself as he strides down to here.
nice. Even the captain has a
Pirate.
eye patch.
Yeah, they're all just like this guy's also just running over to the side again to try to deal with you, Nate. This one has a cutlass, of course,
Ah, classic.
Of course.
and then tries to strike you with it. Oh, but you're just standing there like, oh, whoa, no one's able to touch you. But they try again with the -5. No, yeah, you just smashing off your sick armor. This one, the back. What does he do? You are how far away? 45 feet. Our crossbows have so much range. Yeah, this guy draws a crossbow and shoots you out. He takes the cover or whatever. Or he'll deal with the cover.
Okay. I use my reaction to dodge.
Sure. Misses you, sails over your head. Then he uses the last action reloading after drawing it. This one, yeah, very hurt. He tries actually backs off a little bit. He actually runs over up here, so he'll be a bit high bound. Draws out his crossbow, and also shoots it. Yeah, also you have to. You're up there like a sniper. Don't want to get rid of you.
Okay.
So 1 sec. Where is it? Here we go. Boom. Ooh, hits you even with the cover.
Okay.
But crossbows kind of suck, so for 7 piercing damage. And that is the alternate will. This guy in the back, he'll try to join the front lines. He does cutlass in one hand already. He does triple moves to he needs to double move to get there. And I guess 1 action left.
Leap.
Tries to demoralize you, Nate. not knowing you're a fighter is useless. It's like, so Peter, you want to die in your old age, old man. So scary.
That's
Oh,
right.
Terrifying.
not 20s. You would become a fighting 2, instead you only become fighting 1 because
Yeah.
you're a fighter. And you, so, you know, it's just pretty, you know, pretty scary even for you.
It's true, I am a wolf.
Good, so you're done.
Um,
Oh no, I should play Christmas music.
wait. Okay, so just out of curiosity, line effects is difficult because of the height difference, right? Like I couldn't from where I am, even if
No, think
I could only
the
hit
lights can go up
one.
in here. Oh, you couldn't hit the guy at the back, I don't think. No, it goes too high at that point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
so it
the
keeps
first
going
one.
diagonally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps going up. Yeah.
For now, I will drop my dueling pistol and grab my growth gun.
Everyone looks scared. The enemy's like, no, 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 no.
And then let me see, barely injured. Do I immediately want to try and use this? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll like, I don't know how I just kind of like punch the axe under the sack, I think, and
This is bad.
load a little bit more like flesh and stuff in there, and I'll use the two-part interaction to shoot at them,
Okay.
trying to cover them in a mass of flesh.
On which
So
one?
the one up front.
Just in front of Neat.
So
There is,
let's
I think, a
see.
little bit of cover there still, but there's still like high ground, so you can't see all of them. So it does go through a little
Okay.
bit first, because they do have Santa cover still. That's a hit, even with the cover.
Nice. Okay, in that case, yeah, as this mass of flesh explodes on them, they become covered in it, and it continues to grow on the target, and they become slowed one.
Pretty sick. Yeah, they just like all this out of flesh is like almost covers them up, and they're like stumbling around, like they're kind of screaming immediately at this.
And 10 damage, yes. Okay.
Damage are you choosing by default, like piercing with it, or like?
I think the default bludgeoning.
Okay, sure.
I think that makes most sense.
Okay.
And
That's just
then-
and then did that shot.
That's true. Yeah, that's 2 actions. Enter.
Okay. This is the one that had the crossbow that they drew it already. Yeah, I mean, that's really the easy target. Like the other two are standing, like, you know, right in front of Nate. He's also below them. So this guy takes a shot at you. Okay, you're tanking all these crossbow hits. Good work, good work.
Apparently.
And you
Jesus.
easily get out the way. They reload it and just shoot you again. But your two are hard to hit. Apparently so.
Hard to
So
handle.
all tired, and then it's your turn.
Okay. Jumping down.
Mhm.
Where can I land?
I'll say you can like make it 10 feet. Like you're like 30 feet
Okay.
up. You can make it like any direction in 10 feet without like that's
Cool.
fine. Like I think like you're technically like but I think it is however like an action, like one action. Like you're basically
Yeah.
really
I planned on
yeah,
it being
yeah.
an action.
Okay, cool.
to-
So yeah,
to
you
do
can
the
leap
leap.
up to 10 feet horizontally easily enough.
Geronimo?
Yeah, I just don't know if I
Geronimo.
want to jump into that square because that sounds like a bad spot to be.
What's his plan?
Yeah. So I will leap down to this square,
Okay, so it would be
Holy
25
shit.
foot drop.
which
So
is nothing for me
nothing.
because
So yeah,
I
you
can't
just
fall.
like jump from the process. All like the pilots like turn around as you like kind of fly through the air. Like the fuck.
Yeah, here's the worst part. Like it just for the vibe of it. Right, I land and I roll, and then I use my mobility to not provoke, as just in case. I don't think they have it, but I move back behind up the stairs behind this guy,
Yeah. Okay.
and then
Yeah,
I
so
go
you
for
just
the
usually, like roll and
I roll past him, get it behind him, and then go for the stab.
yeah. You drew yours in the last time.
I did last time. Yeah, I
Yeah,
shot
okay.
once, drew, took cover.
Okay. Did you drop your bow? I guess back
Nope,
on the ship.
I have the bow in my other hand.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Technically, still.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So you go then for the stab with on this one. He's like, "The fuck, just."
Yeah.
Nani?
Come on. There we go.
That's
28.
A crit.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So you just like
31.
stab through the neck, of course, right?
And that's without sneak attack.
That's pretty sick damage, actually. That must be a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, they just topple, like, without even saying a word, almost like before they could even react to your movement. The captain is like, fuck! And he shouts, like, loud, almost, like, in the direction of, you see, like, back here, like, you're on, I mean, no, not even me here, but there's, like, another door kind of, like, leading, like, downwards or something. He's like, fuck it, hey, come out, you fuckers!
Oh.
Mm.
Sounds like there are more. Math.
Okay.
Not in our favor.
That's your turn right after.
Yep. Yeah,
Nate.
leap, mobility move, and then stab. So I forgot to hit end turn, my bad.
No, it's fine.
Okay, Nate, time to fucking skedaddle with our ship, okay?
Hey, hey!
We got what we wanted.
Best part is, by the way, I did all that with the sombrero.
Ah, of course, the signature look now. You need to, like, Photoshop it into your token.
Yeah.
I might have to do that.
Oh, so you're holding the bow, not the sombrero, like the tip of the sombrero.
Climbing up kind of sounds not the greatest idea, because I need to use one action to change my grip, right, and then one action to climb.
Does the board action say you need a free hand?
Which
Because
Like
technically,
board
like,
action?
like you could like board. I think there's a specific board
Oh, yeah.
action, right?
Yeah.
You are adjacent to a point of entry.
He has a
yeah.
boarding pike. I feel like that's just
I think, yeah, exactly.
if he
I
needed.
think-
I think
No,
that
it
applies.
doesn't need to need to
It
be on
doesn't
now.
you need free hand, but also like there's like a little bit up, like also when you do a leap, you can also like leap, right? Like
Yep.
So like I think it's fine. Like also like I think like with a sword in one hand, you could like put your arm over the top and like still put your weight up, right? It's not like you're climbing. It is like easier
Yeah.
than that for sure.
Could
So,
I do it basically sideways? I mean diagonally.
Yeah, you could do it diagonally. You're adjacent still. You're still adjacent. And it was like these two squares like where it is right, is right?
Okay, so sure, I'll jump over. I mean, I guess the athletics for the board action.
I think I said in some cases, right? I think if it's let me check out the board a bit. If it would using the action mode vehicle in motion is challenging. You know, both vehicles have stopped, so you don't need to. It would be if like the vehicle was moving, you would need to have to.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can just do it. Just what you can do.
Okay. So I'll just move up there then.
Sure.
Right.
As you do that, but this guy with the cutlass does try to take a swipe at you as you get onto their boat. Hey,
Okay.
get the fuck off me, boat! Oh, but yeah, completely just like swings it basically into the ship as you're like already gone.
Now it's my boat. Okay, so I guess that was one action, right? And then just let me check if I need to. I mean, doesn't really matter for the British shuttle. I'll just use the basic strike on the slowed guy.
Mhm. Okay,
Oh.
yeah. You just
Ooh.
like stick him
Okay.
hard with the pike through the gut, where like it's overgrown with the flesh.
I forgot to roll the.
Okay, so it should be double, right? I'm gonna click double.
Oh, not on
Nate?
Nate.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you click heal, twice, and then I do the dabble. And yeah, as you stab him through it, he just drops. Like again, like there's like a gurgling sort of. Oh, I got to do damage twice. There's like a gurgling sort of noise in his throat as the blood pulls up, and then he just kind of topples to the ground.
Alrighty then. Then I'll
Why
try
you-
to.
Oh, you did a British shove, right? So, okay, you maybe like push the corpse.
No.
No, this was a normal. This was a
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I'll use the British shove on the one north from me.
normal.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Knock him in the main mast.
Okay, yeah, just like push him back into the mast.
Oh yeah, I need to click the strike.
Oh man, if you weren't frightened, that would actually be a crit. But unfortunately, you were a little put off guard by one of them, so it's only a hit.
So there's that, and then I shove him in the.
Into like boom back. Okay, yeah.
For
Don't
basically for extra damage, I guess.
Is
I
that
mean,
if
I mean,
you-
oh, I guess it doesn't hit the.
yeah, he doesn't quite like he like kind of stumbles and kind of at the end of turning back hits it, but he did have enough space to move backwards. Like you can be in these spaces because like more than half of it isn't masked. Okay, is that your turn?
I think I can follow
Yeah,
basically.
you can. If you want,
So,
just stride on after.
no, I won't, because
Okay, sure.
our guys don't want to jump over, right? The other two.
Okay, so that is
Yeah, that's my
your
turn.
turn. Your fighting goes all the way. Johnny.
Wait, so he said I don't want to jump over?
Yeah, he said for now you don't want to, but I think you want to. But you can land. You can jump onto the body. It's fine.
You know what? You know what I say? That captain is doing a bit too many commands and acting and stuff. I think he needs to slow down a little bit.
He needs to slow down a little bit.
He needs to slow down.
Is he within? He's within 6 feet. What? Nah, he moved back 5 feet.
Nah.
With a height difference, I don't know.
It should one diagonal then. The diagonal walk, right? It'd be 25
I
feet.
can
and one
move
diagonal.
first. That's no problem.
No, I think it is. It's fine. Like, it's one diagonal. Okay. Forward save from him. He succeeds, I'm afraid.
Annoying. Annoying.
Annoying. You can use the
Annoying.
one if you want,
You know what? Sure.
Yeah? Gonna crit succeed the easiest shit of his life. Succeeds again. Okay, so slowed 1 for
Feels
He's
bad.
like, this foul magic. That's 2 actions?
And a little guidance to Nate.
Wait, if you hero point an enemy save and they roll a natural 1, do you get the hero point back?
No,
No
if you
way.
want that 20, you get it back.
Okay.
Okay. This guy's turn. Okay, his bike isn't even a ranged weapon. The fuck. Okay, but he was scared by what you had before. He steps over here instead of just striding over, and then tries to. Then he does another one of his little tricky maneuvers to see if he hits.
He steps in
steps.
range.
No, he does the step action. So when you step, you don't trigger
Oh,
the actions from it.
sorry.
Yeah. And then I need the music.
Yeah, but he
before I go
steps
with it.
into
But
the,
he's
the
Yeah.
range.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about.
It's both, man. Ooh, and he finally managed to make contact past your armor.
Oh no.
For only for 8 piercing damage though. But you see, he only rolls in one, and then he actually goes for like a punch at you with the other hand at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah. But the punch goes, just clanks off your armor. But that is his turn. The captain. Slowed 1. Very angry about this. So he had just drawn the hand crossbow and shot it, right? I think it was unloaded now, yeah?
Hmm.
He okay, seeing you guys start to board, he drops the hand crossbow, decides to get dirty, and says draws a rapier. So for 1 action, and then let's try it on over. He moved this way. Deal with you back here. No, he gets the front, right? Yeah. Yeah. He strides on over to you. This does provoke, though, I believe, Nate, as he walks from this square to this square.
Yep.
Captain on captain action.
Exactly. It hits him. Oof. 17 damage. Yeah, he takes the shot. Like, ah! Oh man, should have had a fight. Oh, but he's slowed. Fuck, he can't even do anything.
Yeah.
I forgot. You guys forget. I let you take
He
it back. Right?
forgot.
All right. He's like, no, my body won't behave.
No.
No. This pirate is dead as a doornail. This one. He had his crossbow out and took a shot. I think he reloaded at the end of the night. Yeah, 2 crossbow shoot reload. Moves over to. He doesn't need to go that far. Runs up here. Blows the crossbow again. Oh no, he's reloaded. Shoots the crossbow at you out there.
Okay, use my reaction.
Sure.
to dodge the first shot.
Ah, yeah, flies way over your shoulder, and then he move shoot. He then drops a crossbow and draws his cutlass.
Yep.
Okay, that is his
By
turn.
the way, were the people tied up at Dismas and the
Yeah.
big boats?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
This one. Low. So awkward to get. Oh, you can move through allies terrain, of course. Kind of strides over to here. Then this guy. Oh, did he also have a crossbow? I believe he did actually. Drops his crossbow, grabs his cutlass, and then attacks you native with final action. Ah, but you're just standing there like a wall and no one can touch you. Crixel.
Yeah, I see.
At this point,
yeah.
you do hear some noise running and two more guys show up.
Oh,
I saw that I will limit to initiative. Hey, what is it, Captain? So what have we were done up here?
You soon will be, as I hear, as I see Nate doubting my bravery. So I'll grab, and with my other hand, my sword, and
The boarding is specifically a separate action, Jacko, so it is like you can't do it part
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah, just you know.
And I did check, leaping 5 feet is DC 30 athletics check. That's crazy.
What? Oh, 5 feet vertical. Oh.
Yeah.
You're not leaping. You're putting your shoulder over the thing with a weapon in hand and boarding. It's, you know.
Yeah, but I don't want. Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
you mean you
another
can't leap from
action.
here, is what you mean.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll
that's
stride over here.
Grab your, you have your
So,
weapon.
so maybe, oh wait, maybe first I.
You need to reload.
So not-
right?
Yeah. Okay, now I'll
Oh, but you have running
stride
reload,
over here
right?
and
You
then.
can running reload over.
Yeah. So yeah. So oh no, but I. Okay, so wait. Okay, I got this. So I will first running reload over here, then grab my sword, and then board.
Board.
3 actions.
Okay. Oh, so you don't shoot you to board. Yeah, I think you have something special. I've never even known you have something special, right? Which is why you can like reload with even like something in one hand or something.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
my
sure.
Drifter's Way.
Cool. Okay. Whose turn is now? This guy's turn. Where is he? Wait, what? Oh, this guy back here. He has a crossbow. No. You're I'm gonna move this pirate away. You're dead, Crixel. He drops the crossbow, draws cutlass, runs over, stabs you. Ah, fuck! How did he run? Did he run? Oh no, Nate doesn't have a turn since too many attack shooters. You can't take them all up. They try to stab you, Crixel. Ah, clearly that new helmet doing something. This one it just ran out, cutlass in hand. Ay, so much places to go. One's over here, attacks you, Nate. Yeah, you're just surrounded by all these guys.
I blocked the flank. You're welcome.
Oh, it hits you, Nate.
Okay.
For
hard.
10 slashing damage. And then they actually are like, oh, okay, he's actually enough people around him, and they see like Outer up there, like all by himself, so they actually then run over there. Yeah, take their fence place. It's their final action. And it is then your turn, Outer.
God damn it! They keep removing all of my flanking capabilities. Yeah, because I'd have to get all the way over fucking here, or here to get flanking, and that sounds like a bad place to be right now.
Awkward to get to
So
as well.
instead,
Awkward to get to as well.
yeah, I mean, I could probably jump over this this railing and get there, but it's not worth it. So instead, what I'll do is I'll feint at this guy to try to make him flat-footed to me.
Yeah, so good.
Feint. Can I just click this? No, it just does the stupid
And
thing.
you have to
So
click, if you then click the deception check.
click
button,
deception.
yeah,
Okay,
roll it.
yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my! I'm gonna reroll.
Sure. Yeah, you're not gonna let that happen.
No. Oh my god!
Wait,
That's a
this
The
is-
success.
rolls are. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. you feel
Cool.
like at this point you own a 10, but his eyes still kind of dart to the side, and you're like, what the fuck? These guys suck.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like that was not my best feint, but yeah. I guess he's
Yeah, I can
flat-footed
drag him
to
on flat-footed,
me.
yes.
And then I will do the rapier for hopefully the kill. That's my goal.
Oh, from 4 to 0. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
I mean, if
high.
I actually get a crit, yeah. Oh, come on! It was just off the 18.
You hit.
It's a confident yeah.
Solid hit though. Solid hit still.
Yeah. Here's the hit. Oh, all low
Gonna
damage.
stab.
Damn.
Okay,
14.
14. Yeah, I mean, he would have survived just about a crit if you were that bad.
Well,
He's no longer
I,
flat-footed, but he's only on that
I
next
wouldn't get it because I'd also get the deadly D8.
Oh, okay,
and
then he probably would have
so-
died, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see, like, kind of, yeah.
That's the 2. Is it flat-footed for my next attacker until end of turn?
I think it's just next attack. It's on a crit success. It's until end of turn.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
So instead, then. Trying to think of where it can be. Well, I guess I don't get flanked, right? Really, because I have the deny advantage.
Oh, then you would imagine, at least from these guys, you feel pretty confident. You faster than
You aren't flat-footed to hidden, undetected, or flanking creatures of your level or
Oh.
lower, which they're definitely lower level than us. So
Pretty nice, pretty nice.
wait.
It's
Oh
crazy.
wait. Interesting. However, they can still help their allies flank. Oh, okay. So like,
okay. Yeah,
it's interesting. So like, if you had a lower level one and
Yeah,
a higher
exactly.
level
They
one,
can help the higher
this one would
level
gain the benefit. The lower one wouldn't.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, I was gonna think of moving, but instead, I guess I'll just try to.
Hmm.
They have pretty low AC. I just without the sneak attack damage is fairly low, but fuck it.
Fuck it. Oh, he's not.
Yeah. Do a
Deadly
second
crit.
attack.
Yeah, that's good.
That's still a
19
hit.
again. Yep. For 11 damage.
2d6 before ain't that bad, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, C4 is also decent damage, I guess, but you always get that. That's, yeah, so you stab him twice, rapier, and he's pretty fucking badly injured by it. Neat. Oh, you guys, wait, it went away? You didn't use it on your turn?
I wasn't able to yet.
Oh, okay, so it shouldn't have
Oh,
gone away. It's weird.
Yeah.
You must drag it on, technically, on your turn.
Although, Ian, I dropped the picture of the hat that I'd like to use for the shade hat. Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine. You can Photoshop that on. That's a good looking hat.
Yeah.
That's a good
I'll attack the
It
cat.
does describe it as a
Yeah.
comfortable and stylish wide brimmed hat.
That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good.
Nice.
Which one are you tracking, Nate? The captain?
Yeah, the captain. And I'll shout, surrender your ship and your
Ah,
and the booty.
the booty. You'll never take me, booty. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's
Goddamn.
yeah.
Kill him.
Okay.
And he gets pushed. Where do you want to push him? Do you want to push him?
Um,
Oh, you have
yeah.
to push him, I think, yeah.
yeah, push him away, just away
Yeah.
from. Yeah. Then
Could he
Oh.
have theoretically moved him here?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of shove him
Oh.
over the pipe almost.
Yeah. I'm not saying to do that, by the way. I'm just.
Yeah.
Charges you out.
I see a benefit of it, but I also see a very big negative. Yeah, that.
then I'll use brute shove on the left guy.
Shove him into the railing. Oh,
Oh, no
no.
way!
okay.
Nate's
Believe
back to
me.
his youth. Just bored
Ah,
as shit.
Yeah.
damage though. Holy shit, the damage. 2 on a 1 on 2d10.
Yeah.
I can see the wrinkles and like white hair fade as he becomes.
Still
Exactly,
push him
exactly.
5 more feet, right? 'Cause-
Yeah,
Oh wait, the British shove is gonna kill him, right?
Oh, right, because he's gonna hit the railing.
yeah. I mean, it's 4 damage, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be enough. It's exactly how much health he has left. So you basically like stab him into the railing, and he kind of like sinks in deeper as he kind of like you just shove it a little bit harder.
Missed
That'd be
opportunity
weird.
just to do like him flip over the railing and do a Wilhelm
Yeah,
scream,
yeah, for
but
sure. At the end, he.
And I guess I can't follow the the shove, right?
No, because he
Impelling,
he hit the wall. Yeah, he hit the side.
Okay.
Just a body that goes over.
And then I'll attack the captain again with the last
The minus
one, and I'll use the guidance now.
the minus 10, great.
So much faith.
Let's see it.
It's +7.
I guess it's also
That's not
British,
so
right?
terrible.
You know, British shop also hit.
I guess so. I mean, can I?
Yeah, I think it just can't be the first attack, but then there's no limit.
Yeah.
But you'll miss anyway, right? Surely not on the minus.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Let's see if the +1 helps.
Imagine if it helps.
Oh,
No,
wasn't far
unfortunately,
away.
it's close. It's close. It's pretty damn close. But he manages just about to get away. Fuck, you ain't messing about.
Okay, yeah, that was.
So good. Really good. You're cutting them down, Johnny.
Your lucky balls. Nice.
Yes, we are gonna do a little bit of. I think Zappity Zapsa.
For which? Oh, you're targeting him. Cool. Okay, we have one crit success from the guy in the cool hat, and one success.
Boo! Crixel gets the guidance.
Okay, Crystal gets a little bit of guidance. This guy does take half though still, so cool. And then some guidance so fast. Okay, this one. He's like, Captain, what do we do? He delays for a second. The captain is like, no mercy, to the death. And he gives no quarter. No quarters given. Look how cool this is. I'm just gonna reveal it. And everyone does like a wolf, like, you know, cry, like all the shipmates around him. Give everybody this effect.
Well,
Why can't you give people this effect, Nate?
no idea.
one day maybe, right? So that's the captain's first action. And then he, so he has a rapier, but you just hit so fucking hard. But he knows you're like, no, he's no coward. He steps up to you again, Nate, to just walk back into your face and tries to stab you with the rapier.
Okay.
Oh, and crits you
Oh,
back.
yeah.
Crits you back.
Was bound to happen.
Bound to happen. For 34 piercing damage.
That's a big number.
Yeah, and everyone, you know, you see all like the pirates like, yes, get him, Captain.
Yeah, okay, 34.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
And everyone else like, yeah.
Oh,
This one, so encouraged by him, kind of, yeah, he's like, you know, the captain's got him though. See, no, that's crazy actually. No, he what does he do? He tries to intimidate. You know, someone else tries to get so he focuses on you quick. So he's like, it was bad luck for you the day you boarded this boat. So he kind of screams in your face. What's your will DC?
+9, so 19.
Oh, he hits it. He meets yours, so you're there frightened one. And then he tries to stab you with the pike. And like punch you at the same time.
I am unlucky.
Oh, but the attack misses, so you can't be that unlucky. And then the punch, or he doesn't like, you know, be able to hold you in place for the punch, so that doesn't happen. This guy, they don't know they can't flank you. Runs over to flank you. And then tries to swing at you twice with their cutlass out there.
I try to dodge the first as a reaction.
Cool, sounds good. Dodge it first, that's a reaction. Yeah, you dodge out the way easily enough. And then, the color says forceful. I don't even know how that works. You show more than 1 second against the circumstance. Whatever, he's gonna miss. Holy shit, he does not miss.
Ouch.
20 is the second one, yeah. So you dodge out the way, but unfortunately, it seems he was already, like, not maybe even on purpose, was already going for a swing again, and you almost, like, dodge into it by mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Bit unlucky. And you take Alright, I should put the critical, but I said it double it. So it should be 18. So it should 20 slashing damage.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of calls out. Yeah, and everyone's like, yeah. This guy who just came.
And we're like, ah!
Ah! This guy who just came up from the boat. There's two up there. No, he runs over here to help out. He runs over here to help get you, Quicksilver. Yes.
Fuck.
2 actions move in and 1 strike on you.
Okay.
Oh, but
It's
the
miss.
boy just barely misses you. And that's their turn. And then it's your turn. Surrounded on all sides. At least you have an 8 backing you up.
Have I seen these guys take an attack opportunity yet?
They did at one point, right? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, attacked me.
Yeah, when Nate walked
That's
over.
not
Yeah, he
the-
was boarding. It was like in this exact situation. He boarded from here to here, and he got attacked.
What does this
sure.
do?
No, it was one of the pirates.
Okay.
Or like the.
Scary stuff, scary stuff. Okay, let me, in that case, read this feat real quick. Sword and pistol. Doesn't trigger reactions. Okay, that's cool. Okay, against that enemy. Yeah, okay, so that doesn't trigger reaction from anyone. Okay, cool. So I will first, with my sword, with my blade, I'll try to cut at the one to the right of me.
Or just yeah. Okay, sure.
I'll target him and then do a striking short sword attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wanted to use my guidance. No.
You need a hero point. That's like the real guidance.
Cool.
Okay, but if you use 0 point, can I then use guidance on that? No, okay, fine. So I'll just reroll using my hero points.
Oh.
Ooh, okay. Nice for 24
Mhm.
damage.
Aye. That just about.
Okay, and then emboldened, I will, with my feet, called sword and pistol.
You're gonna use your feet to fire the shot?
It means
What a
that
guy.
this doesn't trigger an attack opportunity as I fire
Really
at
nice.
the one in front of me.
Against that enemy, it says, right? The next range strike me against that enemy.
Yeah,
The same
I
person.
should have the same guy.
And you insist it against an enemy. The next range strike, you shoot against that enemy. Yeah.
Son of a
So it's
bitch.
like you stab them, and almost like at the same time you shoot the chest, kind of thing,
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
A little bit of overkill never hurt anyone. Okay.
That case, yeah, we'll just shoot at him. That's fine. Oh no, but then. Okay, so that still doesn't trigger any reactions. Cool. So yeah, here's the roll. Miss. Okay, that's fine. Then I'll do a reloading strike.
With the -8? What a nutter.
I'll use a guidance on this.
It'll hit, it'll hit.
You know what? You believe? You believe.
Yeah.
There we go.
You don't need to hit, right? No, you just need to try to do this. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
So this is a plus
oh,
1
you
on
missed
it.
with the growth gun. Wait. It's a cobbled together weapon jacker. You don't want to be missing too much with the growth gun. You give me a flat check
Oh.
or something goes wrong with it.
Alright.
Oh no.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
So it just about holds together. You feel like the whole gun shake because the energy sort of evaporates around it.
That's interesting.
You hit with the short sword.
Yeah, so hopefully that's enough to down him.
Oh,
9?
Plenty enough. Cut him in.
Yeah.
Twain.
And then reload it. Cool. That is all of
But
that.
that reload it does trigger reactions, I believe.
Ah, you son of a bitch. He's rude.
So if I went to the top,
My entire fucking plan, dude. God, I hate being a ranged character, man.
and hits you. Oh my god! I'll have you know that they only hit on natural 19, so you should be happy. For 9 slashing damage, and your friend does not look down at the end of your turn, of course.
Of course.
This one's turn. Oh yeah, flanking in his mind you out there. He goes for a cutlass strike against you.
Motherfucker.
but misses.
Mm-hmm.
Tries at least once more.
Sure.
Critically misses. Okay, then he gets a little scared because he's kind of low, and you're looking at him with a mean look in your eyes. So then he kind of runs down the stairs over him a little bit.
Okay.
It's like, you got him, friend! He shouts and he like runs away. Who knows, your turn.
Ah, damn. What do I want to do here? Jumping over the railing
Mm-hmm.
and moving, what would that be? Can I just do that as part of a move action since I don't have fall damage?
It's like, how high is the field? You do it. Yeah, I'll have it be like difficult terrain, that square, I guess.
Okay. I mean, 'cause theoretically, I have, unless this guy has attack of opportunity, because I don't think I could do it if I have to do mobility. So I would take the chance. But I would basically go down through this square and then into that one.
Okay, that's quite good.
Just to try to avoid the attack of opportunity
you have
from
30
this.
feet, so you can still do it.
Yeah, I have
Okay, so-
35. So
Yeah, okay, yeah, so you can do it even related to different trainer, like, kind of half
Cool.
hopping over the railing.
Yep.
However, this guy does have to have agility. If you
which one does?
This guy back in.
Next to you.
Oh, interesting.
And to try his
Yeah,
how do you?
just triggered attackers with you from the same guy, or like from the same time.
Mm.
It hits you, in fact, for
Okay.
12 slashing damage.
God damn. Okay, I'm down to 9.
Well, I'm just getting dirty for once. It's you don't often
Yeah.
see out there with wounds like this.
I mean, I've been knocked out
no,
once.
that's true. I feel like recently as we go through.
What?
True.
The past, yeah.
Yeah. So then at this guy, now that he's flat-footed to me, I will rapier strike.
That's a hit.
嗯
Okay,
Ooh,
A lot of dice.
that's better. 18.
yeah, he got it. Runs in
Okay.
pain. And he looks pretty badly hurt. Nice, kind of like clutches his side briefly.
Alrighty, and then I'll take a second attack at him and hope for the best.
Ooh.
Ew.
Ah!
Oh, that was
Here's a
good.
question. I'm thinking of re-rolling with my second. No, fuck it.
It's not much of a question.
嗯
That's a hit.
21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There we go for 20.
Okay, he's alive but kind of like breathing very deeply now, and there's like blood pouring out. And at this point, he's like, I healed. But it is your turn, Nate. If you wish to listen to him or have selective deafness, you're an old man after all.
Non-lethal is like -2, right?
Yes. If you want to like clunk him on the side with the head.
Yeah, okay, I'll do exactly that.
Okay. So you can give yourself the soak penalty or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, he's like maybe I don't healed.
Does this? I mean, it's a 1,
Yeah, it
but
misses.
shouldn't it count the flat-footed from the flank though? In the
Oh, you're right. It should. I don't know why it's not. That's weird. Oh no, it is adjusting his AC. You don't see it. It doesn't give you a bonus. It gives him a negative. And for me, I can see
Yeah.
the negative.
oh, okay, cool
Yeah.
then.
Like,
I mean,
no
I'll
honor.
try again the same thing.
Don't give him on the head again. No, go to sleep, guy. Go to sleep.
Yeah. I'm being merciful here.
Oh my god, Nate.
I mean, I'm really rolling this.
You don't have one. They don't want you to be non-lethal. Oh, that just barely misses. I'm afraid. Thanks. You were saying if you'd gone with the pointy end, you would have got him though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I'll do the what? I'll just strike him again.
Okay, still non-lethally?
No,
No, now you're like, fuck
My
this, die.
my patience is at
You're patient.
Wait, now you're just stabbing him?
You're just stabbing him.
Yeah.
And then
Ah,
you
see, there we go.
And you try like non-lethally to smack him with the side, like a wooden end, and then you just give up and just stab him through the chest, and he just like
Lessons
falls down,
learned.
just like falls down gurgling, and like everyone else is like, no, yield, please, not like that, not like that.
Moralities for the weak.
It's your turn, Johnny.
I mean, it's his fault, man.
He should have just let himself get hit by the blunt end. That's true, it's true.
It's victim blaming, man.
Johnny, you do anything?
I will. You know what? I'm not the decision maker here. It's their turn, so you know if they want to yield, then just not do anything.
Okay, you did delay.
What I'm gonna do? No,
No,
I'm just gonna.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna heal. I'm gonna use a 2-action heal on Altair. She's a little bit.
Thank you.
hurt.
I
No,
appreciate that.
a little bit hurt. Why not?
He's a little bit hurt, it's true, it's true.
Second. Heal.
28, just, oh. I mean, some people would say that's not a little.
And then I'm gonna
Fucking
also
love
give him
that.
guidance. There you go.
Alright.
That's not joking. On this one's turn. You see the other pirates are kind of looking towards them, you know, to see what's happening. Fuck you, just stabbed him after he said he yielded.
I mean, yeah, but
Good luck. And you're badly injured.
You were still dodging after trying to heal.
I'm no longer
Dodging
badly injured. I'm
attacks?
barely injured.
You're badly injured. No, I'm talking about Nate. So,
Oh, okay.
They're like, we can't trust them. And this guy at least decides he's only a little bit injured. He decides you can't trust these savages from the Old Salt Reef and tries to stab you, Nate.
Okay.
The rest of them look like really, and they're like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" And he's like, "Get him!" But then he misses you. And then he tries again with a fist. And then he misses you again. Yeah, and then that's his turn. And the others are like, you see the other one over here, the one back here. He's like, give it up, we surrender. And this one actually like just completely chucks his cutlass like into the water and just like raises his hand.
Good choice.
And the other one here also he drops his weapons as well, and then he kind of backs away slowly. He doesn't have a steps. If you wanted to attack him, Nate, after he drops his weapon and walks away, you can.
No.
Okay. I mean, just and then he also just wait, and you see like the one with the hat is like, yeah, you cowards!
Hmm?
Quixel, your turn.
Yes, I am here. Wait, so who yielded? So this guy yielded, he ran away.
These two have had turns yielded, and this guy was like, no, they can't be trusted. But the other two pirates were like, fuck, no, man, I don't know, whatever, we have to hope they can be trusted, or we're dead anyway.
Remove the hat from the head. Or the other way around.
Remove the hat from the head. Oh, I see. You gotta remove the hat, Quixel, one way or another.
I will. Yeah, I'll just shoot him in the face.
Oh, you just shoot him in the face. Okay, yeah. And the Griffin was built for this sort of bench.
No, reroll.
Okay, the gun would explode in your face.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, come on.
my God,
Up
that
it's the head,
hits.
I guess.
That hits, I mean.
Natural 3.
That's it.
Big
Yeah, you
8.
stab him in the face for a little bit of damage.
Then I will step over here and go for a reloading strike.
Ooh, okay. Fancy. That's a hit.
Oh, because of that blood, but let's
Feels like a
go.
flanking genius, man. Imagine rolling so fucking bad just so many one time. Yeah, you just want to stab and then you load your gun. Cool. Yeah, this
Yes,
one also just
we are
like
not to be
chucks-
trusted. We are to be feared.
This one also just like chucks his he just chucked the colors on the ground. Your colors are expensive. He doesn't chuck it over water like the other guy did. And then he also raised his hand. It's like, right, kill him. We don't care. He was always a bad boss anyway. Okay, your turn.
Okay. So are they still being hostile then?
No, these three are not. They've all thrown down their
Okay,
cutlasses,
just
like,
this
in your hand.
motherfucker
Just
here,
this
right?
motherfucker.
I do a mobility move over here.
Oh,
That
you didn't
doesn't
want to.
provoke.
You didn't want to flank quick, so I see how it is.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. My bad.
It's okay.
I guess I won't. I know. You're right. I won't move then. Sorry.
I hide in plain sight.
Exactly.
The body, you know.
It's the new hat. I just didn't recognize you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then I will do my
You didn't even
rapier
use any
strike
laser beams, man.
and
You
use
didn't even-
guidance.
Well, yeah. I was trying to carve a
Oh,
path so I
there we
was
go.
in
Thanks
a
for the
line.
guidance.
Okay. Let's see the big roll. Oh, ones
I mean,
and twos.
it's plenty big
Yeah.
enough. It's
Mhm.
plenty
Yeah.
big enough.
And he's flat-footed if he was alive until the end of my
He's
next
so
turn,
flat-footed, right?
because I finally get the whatever it's called.
So flat-footed.
What are they called?
You knocked him off his feet.
Weapon
Yeah, the
tricks.
vest is just like kind of standing, you know, yeah, with the hands up, just looking like scared as hell.
Yeah.
No, but I assume I get an encounter unless you want to do something really mean.
Nah, I'm good.
I put my gun
I
at
mean,
this guy.
I do kind of have it out for this
Okay.
motherfucker and this motherfucker, but yeah.
What's like, Victor?
I'm gonna put my gun at this guy and say,
Mhm.
how many of that ship did you kill?
And it turns to look at the ship. You see him do some like mouths or numbers. I think 4.
See what? We killed 4 or more, right? Okay. Yeah, I'll drop my gun.
Yeah, I don't know actually. 1, 2, 3. Are you counting the captain? Yeah. If you count the
Yeah,
captain,
yeah.
this guy, then you've got 4. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, no, I'm
That's true.
Math works out.
Okay. This guy, he looks terrified. So yeah. And yeah, maybe we stop it now. We can do the RP on the ship and with the other ship and stuff next time. As you just stand there with the bodies with the pirates looking around.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Our first
No problem.
ship-to-ship combat. I thought you weren't gonna do it, Ian.
I mean, this wasn't really ship fighting. Ship, it was just ship move up to other ship.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you try to make big ships with a map like this, I don't have to like make the art and then like take it out as like a token and some shit. And it's like I can do it, but it's just like ugh. Yeah, one day I'll do it. Maybe one day.
By the way, hopefully our ship's still there and didn't float away.
Johnny's still on the ship, so I hope so.
Oh yeah.
It's fine. I'm there. I got this.
No,
Got
hey,
this.
good stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Asesh.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah.
He said 3 hours he wants to play.
Yeah, it's never gonna be 3 hours. Never gonna get that. Never gonna get that early Sunday off. Alright, have a good one then, everyone. I'll see you later.
Good night.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. And Tuesday. And Wednesday.
Never enough D&D.
4 D&D days in a way. That's actually insane. I don't know if I can. Okay.
If we can't do that consistently, right?
Alright.
That's crazy.
Thanks all.
Alright,
Talk
see
to you later.
I don't know
Bye.
if we do that. I don't know if we do that once.
It was
Bye.